Kick for the next hour. It's going to be exclusive on those 3 channels, so make sure you're joining us on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Make sure you subscribe. We're going to get TikTok going a little bit later on. But first of all, we have Thursday night football to get excited about. And if you're watching on YouTube, I'm here to answer all of your questions, here to help you guys out. So fire away. Fantasy football questions, sports betting questions, if they're specifically about Thursday night football, here to help you guys out with everything you need. As always, Butt Fumble Sports is live every single day. It is so wonderful to have you guys with us. I am so excited about our show today. As always, we're going to be talking a lot of sports, focusing on data, trends, everything else, data analytics as well. Hopefully you guys learn a lot. If you guys have questions, always feel free to fire away. Always here to help you guys out. We're obviously across a lot of different platforms, so make sure you always follow, hit that subscribe button, make sure you're a member of this amazing community, closing in on 60,000 followers on TikTok. Also, we're closing in on about 65,000 followers across all of our platforms, so really look forward to having you as a member of this team and community that talks sports every single day. Hope you love the conversation. If you do, let us know every single day. Already have someone hitting us up on Kick. Diego is beast. Are you a Gibbs anytime touchdown fan? I am riding with it. Yes, it's not one of my favorite bets today, but I am going with that one. We're going to talk about some of my favorite bets today. As for my favorite bets from yesterday, they were college football games for this weekend. I have them just so that we can keep track of them. I'm going to stick them down in the college football section. That said, we had one of our best days ever with MLB picks. We actually cashed in a ton. It's over now because the Twins lost today, so our streak is over. But because of how we padded our parlays, if you had looked on the SHARPZ app after the Tigers won that suspended game and before the Twins had lost today, we actually had a winning streak of 29 picks. 29 different parlays, money line picks that we cashed in the last 24 hours. So we are scorching hot with our picks. Hope you guys are following us. Hope you guys are paying attention to our picks every single day. And if you want all of my bets every single day, all in one place, DM me on Instagram. Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. DM me on Instagram. I give out my picks every single day on SHARPZ. SHARPZ is a social media platform that allows us to share our bets because we can connect our sports book. So all the bets that I make on my own, you can see on that app every single day. I also like to write a lot. I always have my little soliloquy, so you can always check that out. And I love engaging with you guys there as well. But no longer can I brag about the results from yesterday because I'm 0-1 today. And it's about what have you done for me lately. So we're going to be giving out picks throughout the show. But always we're going to be talking about your fantasy football questions. So fire away with those as well. Tilly, is Romeo Doubs a start tonight? I lean towards yes. The Green Bay Packers are going to need to throw the ball a lot tonight, so I do think that he's going to be a solid play tonight. Dante, good afternoon. Good afternoon to your dad as well. Hope he's doing great. The man is spot on. Well, we've been spot on the last 24 hours. Hopefully we can continue that streak. Dante, great to have you watching. Best to you and your family. Antcan, 111. Thoughts on Laporta? I'm not as high on him tonight as other people are. Same as Amon-Ra St. Brown and Can 111. Packers have a better pass defense than they have a run defense. So I think the running defense is where they're vulnerable. I expect Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs to have good games. I'm not as high on Amon-Ra St. Brown and Laporta. We can obviously dive into their stats in a moment. But I don't think Laporta, let's put it this way, too much of the public is on him right now. So much of the public is on him on receptions. It makes me very, very wary, Antcan. Very, very wary. Kyle Klein, let's dive into your question. Kyle Klein's asking about 225 passing yards for Jordan Love. I looked at this one a little bit earlier, but I'm happy to dive into it here on the screen so you guys can see. We always try to show you guys as much as we possibly can, so that way you guys can get a real sense of what we're seeing as well. Over, under, you can see the implied probability slightly lean towards the under. It's a tough call because the Lions are not a good pass defense. My concern is that the pass rush will get to him a little bit. He has cashed in this 2 of the first 3 games so far this season. but not by significant margins, so something to keep your eye on. And by the way, he has faced a good defense in the Saints. Can you say he's faced 3 good defenses, 2 good defenses? No. So I'm just kind of curious. I still think the jury's out a little bit on Jordan Love. This isn't a bet that I would take. You see where the line has gone. If you had gotten it earlier in the week, this was a great play. But the line movement on this has kind of hurt you if you wanted to take the over. Kind of tells you that the bet's gotten worse and worse over time. I might even want to fade the line movement here. Maybe take an alternative line. That said, I'm just not taking it overall. Not a bet that I'm really big on. I think he throws a lot. I actually like his completions a lot more. That's one bet that I like. I also like his over passing attempts in general. Over on passing attempts, 33.5. Maybe that's a touch too high, but I actually think it's got a decent chance of cashing on the other side as well. The one I really like, and the one I actually put money on that I'll put up on the board, is on passing completions. I got this at 19.5. I like the over on this one. You can see, I think this is a game in which he's going to have to rely on the passing attempts. So that is a pick that I'm going to put up on the board for you guys that you guys could keep track of. That's Jordan Love over 19.5 completions. Part of the reason I actually think I'm in a good spot with that in part is with Aaron Jones coming back. This is minus 125 at its best. With Aaron Jones coming back, I like the idea of him still dumping the ball off to try to get him involved. No Bakhtiari, that's exactly right. He goes on IR. Good pass rush of the Detroit Lions has me a little bit concerned about the running game. I was already worried about the running game. I think that Jordan Love is going to be throwing the ball quite frequently. Safe, short passes, like this over on completions, guys. RJ Renfro, he going to get to the 5 receptions. RJ, I'm not crazy about it. Right, I'm not touching Laporta. It's not that I lean almost towards the under if I were to take it, but I'm not going to bet either way on it. I'm just avoiding it. Too much of the public is on it. Not big on taking that bet. Is Aaron Jones playing tonight? Kyle Klein, yes he is. I think it's going to, what I've heard is it's going to be in a limited capacity, as in he may not get as many snaps as he normally gets, but I think Aaron Jones is still going to be on the field a decent amount tonight. Bob Jeff Supreme, someone sent me this trade. I get A.J. Brown and Travis Kelce. I give up Kittle and Jefferson. I would rather have Brown and Kelce. I'd rather have Brown and Kelce. I think that's a trade I'd be willing to make. You're getting enough value back in exchange. Mr. Lopez 04, trade Chase and Stevenson for Kupp and St. Brown. Wow, that's a really tough question. I'm going to lean towards Chase and Stevenson just because I don't know what I'm getting in Kupp, and I value running backs a little bit more. Mr. Lopez 04, it's very challenging, though. I'm going to lean towards Chase and Stevenson. He is showing yes, and Watson too. Montgomery is playing tonight. That's right. Thanks, RJ. Thanks for letting us know. Do I sit Jones this week? Kyle Klein, you're going to have to let me know what Jones you're talking about. This is one, guys, where I really love answering your questions, but Jones, there are a number of Joneses out there, so Kyle, would appreciate if you help me out. Help me, help you. Let me know. Sometimes people say like the name Henry. Aaron Jones. Is Aaron Jones a good play this week? I'm not crazy about him. I've kind of flip-flopped on this one. The answer is I think he's a decent play in a PPR league, especially if you're really in a need for an RB2 or if you're in a need for a flex. But I'm not as crazy about our Aaron Jones this week. Bakhtiari not being back. I think that offensive line, again, I think he's going to be good in passing situations. So right now, if you're in a PPR league, I'll lean towards yes, Aaron Jones could be a good flex or RB2. But if you have someone else, like right now, I went through a number of my lineups, and I was kind of split between Isaiah Pacheco facing a better defense, but still maybe, Lions are a pretty good run defense. But that said, Aaron Jones or Pacheco, I kind of flip-flopped it. I swapped out Jones for Pacheco, so it kind of tells you where I'm at. I still like Jones in a number of situations, so if you guys have one-on-one questions, I'm more than happy to answer those. Rashawn Gary and Jair Alexander are questionable and Stokes is out. If Gary and Jair Alexander don't play, massive swing in favor of the Lions, but I'm going to trust that they're going to play. Part of the reason Jair Alexander, I think, sat out last week was because they wanted him to be right for this game. I already gave out on the SHARPZ app earlier today, and I'll give it out now. So if you guys are curious, I am taking the Lions on the money line in this game. I did take it earlier. I put it on the SHARPZ app. If you guys want all of my bets every single day, you can find it on the SHARPZ app. Just DM me on Instagram, Butt Sports on Instagram. I share my picks every single day. And again, I love interacting with you guys on the app. So if you guys want to get my picks every single day and not just through the show, make sure you DM me on Instagram, or you could find them on the SHARPZ app. Jules, hey, Chief, what's happening? 2 at the flex, gotcha. I'm going to lean towards David Montgomery. He is going to be playing tonight, so Jules, David Montgomery is going to be one of them. And I'm going to lean slightly towards Judy. So for me right now, Jules, I'd go with David Montgomery and Judy out of that entire group. Thanks so much for the question, Jules. If you guys are watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, fire away with your questions here to help you guys out. Whether it's fantasy football, sports betting, here to help you guys out with everything you need, including MLB. No problem, Jules. Here to help you guys. Here to help you out with everything you need. So it's not an issue for me. If you guys do have comments about how we can help your fantasy football teams, whether it's with a trade, waiver wire, start flex, sit, we'll let you know. Exclusively on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick right now for the first hour. We are going to be live for 4 hours today. From 4 p.m. Eastern all the way until 8 p.m. Eastern, we are going to be live the entire time talking fantasy football, sports betting, obviously Thursday night football, but the rest of the NFL slate, some college football as well. If you guys have questions about the MLB bets that I like tonight, we're going to give those out throughout the show. So if you guys have questions, this is the time. If you're watching on YouTube, getting some personal attention, I wanted to help those out who subscribe on YouTube. And if you are watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you're a subscriber. That way you never miss our show every single day. We answer fantasy football questions, sports betting questions, using a lot of different tools across a variety of different sponsors. We are so grateful to have the SHARPZ app with us. We're so grateful to have Outliers. We're so grateful to be able to use Rival Fantasy. So wonderful to have all of these companies and tools at our disposal. That said, looking at tonight's game, the line has really moved on this one. It is now -3.5, everybody. It is now -3.5. And one of the reasons I wanted to be on YouTube right now, not just to give you guys a bit of a payoff for being YouTube followers, but I also wanted to be able to put out some bets of my own during this time using my phone. And one of the things I've liked throughout the day is the line movement away from the Packers. Away from the Packers has been really favorable. Earlier in the week, I took Lions -1.5, and I took Lions -2.5. Took those earlier in the week. Today, right now, at 4 p.m. Eastern time, which way am I going? I'm taking the Packers and I'm buying the points. I'm taking the Packers at +5. That's a great play right now. So if you guys are just seeing how the line movement is playing, this has moved over the course of the day. And earlier in the day, I really liked what I was seeing. Again, some people may be saying it's because of the injuries, it's because Jair Alexander. You know what? I still like the Packers at home to cover +5. +5. Want to make sure we're seeing it correctly, because Packers +5 to me is a great play. +5.5 as well at -191. This is a good play. And again, maybe for you, you're not as crazy about it, but to be able to put that into a parlay, 2, 3, 4-leg parlay, not crazy, but if I can parlay that with the Chiefs beating the Jets, right? Maybe I'm taking the Patriots +10.5 to cover against the Cowboys. 49ers to win on the money line against the Cardinals, maybe to cover by a very slim margin. Parlay those 3-4 matchups together. That's an opportunity right there. So I show that to you guys on our screen so you can see it. That's what I'm interested in. Earlier in the week, Lions -1.5. That line movement, folks, That's what we've been focused on throughout the day. That's one of the things I like to see. So if you guys are interested in this game, definitely something that I want to put your attention to right now. I'm getting on my sportsbook. If you want to see all of my bets, you can find it on the SHARPZ app. So make sure you hit me up on the SHARPZ app. Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram is how you can get that link. So you can DM me there. I'm taking this bet right now, and I'm going to add it to some parlays right now. I like some of the opportunities. Again, you guys can hear me in real time doing this. I'm going to trim down the margin of victory for the Vikings. I'd even take the Vikings that play like plus 1.5. You know, Vikings will probably win that. I can take that. That's an easy way to take it at plus 113 on the sportsbook that I use. Put a unit down on it, put it 2 units down on it. I move on, add something else. I like a lot of 2, 3, 4 leg parlays on things I feel really confident about cashing. I'll take the 49ers, slim it all the way down. Say they win by, I think they're going to win by 4 points or better. So I'll take it at 3.5. It's a terrible bet, but it's just a way of taking my odds and getting it at plus 155. Little things like that. That's one of the ways that I'm going to try and cash in on some of the lines that I see. Teams that I think are going to win by like a touchdown or better, something like that. And that's a bit of a reveal on my end on how I like to put together some of my parlays. Just good opportunities to get parlays between plus 100, plus 200, plus 300. I'm not betting too much. If I cash on one, really pays for the whole group in and of itself. And I'm not taking on too much risk. I'm really taking on risk with really one bet and trying to just place it together with a lot of other things that I like. Again, looking at the Chiefs game, like them to cover a -2. You think even more with Swift in the crowd. I can get all the picks that I've been mentioning right now at plus 391. Fun times. Put a couple units down on it. Boom. I just put together a 5-leg parlay. That's as much as I'll go with Packers plus 5.5, Vikings plus 1.5, 49ers minus 3.5, Patriots plus 10.5, and Chiefs minus 2.5. The only one that's a real dog of a favorite is 49ers minus 3.5. Chiefs plus minus 2.5 is as well, but not by a crazy amount. Put all those together, I get plus 391 on the odds. That's a bet that you can find right now on the SHARPZ app that I just put out there. Jordan Love or Goff this week? Interesting question, Jules. I think Goff gets the win. I think Jordan Love probably may have the better overall stats, but I'm not as crazy about either one of them having a monster fantasy game. I really wouldn't want to touch them in fantasy this week. Yeah, RJ Renfro, I want to give those who watch on YouTube a bit of that kind of personal attention like we do for subscribers on TikTok. I know you guys do a great job of supporting the network, the content, me personally, so I want to make sure I give you guys that kind of personal attention. By the way, shout out to one of our viewers, Brent. Brent actually reached out to me. He wanted to give me some feedback about how I can make the show better, the network better. I'm always happy to hear that. So I had a call with him after he reached out through our website. Spoke to him about some of the ideas that he had a great idea. He said maybe you should go on a platform exclusively for a while just to say thank you to the subscribers there. Great idea. So here we are on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick exclusively for you guys. That way you guys are getting the personal attention. I know I'm doing a lot of talking about other bets, but I hope you guys, a lot of the group on YouTube likes to follow along with those. But if you do have questions, fantasy football questions, sports betting questions, DFS questions for tonight, definitely here to help you out with all of it. But do you like Musgrave props with Lions being ranked 32nd? I do like Musgrave tonight. Musgrave actually very interesting. Tonight is a matchup of 2 rookie wide receivers. By the way, I actually pulled that up just a moment ago because I wanted to show it to you. Another bet that I really like, Jordan Love over half an interception. So just going to throw that up on the board as well. These are bets that you can find on the SHARPZ app, but giving them to you here on YouTube. Minus 145 is the best spot I can take it. So those are a couple plays for you. But getting that question that we got about Musgrave got me thinking about the 2 rookie wide receivers that we're seeing in this game tonight. two rookie tight ends rather. That's what's really interesting for me, because Musgrave I actually think is going to be the better play, even though Laporta is getting all the attention. Laporta is getting all the attention, rightly so, because he's been off to a really fast start. Not surprising, he fits into the offense well. We liked him from jump. We drafted him in a number of leagues. But tonight, you see the implied probability very much on the under. I don't think he's going to get to 5 catches. He might, for the same reason that he did in week 1, is that in a 2-minute drill, I do think Jared Goff does go to his tight end very frequently for those quick catches. He could get an extra 2 catches just in the 2-minute drill, so something to be mindful of. But it's not what I'm going to bet. I'm going to avoid this one because the under is actually more appealing. However, let's look at Luke Musgrave. He's at 3.5. Under still a better play. May not want to take on receptions, but okay, I got my eye on it. Receiving yards, 36.5. That's a juicy one right there. 36.5. It's cashed in 2. The line movement on this has actually flattened out. Well, I actually like this. Now, the reason it has, it's because Christian Watson's come back. Aaron Jones has come back. But I actually think that may open up Luke Musgrave even more, especially when it comes to yards after the catch. So I'm going to put this one up on my board as well. Luke Musgrave over 36.5 receiving yards. And this is one that I have not bet just yet. So I'm going to actually put this one into my own sports book right now. Because now that we found it, I like the find. Luke Musgrave, I think this is a good one to go with. So going to add this one into my sports book. Appreciate you guys being with us. Hope you're enjoying the content on YouTube. If you are, make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're a member of this community. Like I said, I'm putting in this bet, and then I'm going to get back to your fantasy questions and your sports questions. Hopefully you guys are following along and having a lot of fun doing so right now. 36.5 is what I have at. And I'll take it. Again, if you miss any of my bets, you can just DM me on Instagram. I'll hook you guys up with a link, and that way you never miss any of my picks. Jorge, everyone is talking about Love over 16.5 rushing yards. Do you like the play? No. I don't like the play, Jorge. I wouldn't touch it. I actually don't like it in part because we're thinking too much about his legs, but I also think there may be times where he takes some bad running routes, and he may have tackles for loss. I just don't trust it that much. The offensive line's a little banged up. The Lions are better on the defensive front. They know how to pin in a quarterback. I'm not going to take it. It's just one of those where it's like, why take the risk if I don't have strong conviction? You guys know, when we look at implied probabilities, I usually like something that's like 55% or more. Something that's not a coin flip. Something that I have a little bit more conviction in. Jorge, I just would avoid it. I just don't feel good enough. Bob Jeff Supreme, do I give Ridley and James Cook for Pollard? Very interesting. The answer is I probably like it season long. It's very close, but Bob Jeff Supreme, it's such an upgrade at the running back position. I probably like it. Jorge, T. Higgins or Evans with wide receiver 2? Great question. I'm going to go T. Higgins. I'm going to go T. Higgins this week. Really favorable matchup, so I'll go T. Higgins this week. If you guys have fantasy questions, continue to fire away. We're going to be exclusively on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick for the next 35 minutes. And then we will go onto TikTok as well. I know that is like unleashing the swarm. So if you have questions and you want the personal attention now, make sure you fire away, ask away. Because once we get on TikTok, you know how that goes. Gets a little crazy, and sometimes YouTube, Twitch, and Kick can kind of only get the sidecar experience, but we want to make sure that I give out as much personal advice as possible. So if you guys want any help watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, fire away. Here to help you guys out. Definitely appreciate you guys supporting the show as much as you do. As you guys know, we're live every single day. So if you guys are going to be around this weekend and want to get some good sports bets, we are going to be live at 10 a.m. on Saturday. And actually, we might be live really early on Sunday because there's a London game, and I want to give out some advice on that game. So it might be a very, very early Sunday morning for us. I can already feel the yawn coming on. but doesn't matter. We love our football no matter which side of the pond we're on. So make sure that you join us early Sunday morning if you want to get in some sports bets or you want to get some fantasy advice ahead of that game in London. Again, that's an early one. I will be watching on the side. I think I'm going to put on that broadcast for Toy Story. I'm excited about that one. As a big Toy Story fan myself, I'm excited to see what Disney puts together in that broadcast. Braves fan 527. I'm going to lean towards Musgrave, actually. Braves fan 527. It's very close for me. Look, I like Hunter Henry, but I don't trust the Patriots tight ends enough anymore. They are now in a 3 tight end set enough where that Hunter Henry isn't getting that kind of exclusive opportunity as the 1 tight end. So I actually think Musgrave has a lot more upside to him right now, Braves fan 527. And additionally, the matchup, especially in the passing game, favors Musgrave more. So Braves fan 527, even though it's a rookie going up against an established name, I like Musgrave this week. Bob Jeff Supreme. How about I give Ridley and Javonte Williams and Nico Collins for Pollard and Michael Thomas? Bob Jeff Supreme, really like that. Really like that. Michael Thomas is back. Michael Thomas is back. I love what I'm seeing from him. Is he the wide receiver one that he was before? No. And the only reason is because Chris Olave is that good. But Michael Thomas is back in terms of being a receptions monster. He just eats up catches. I love what I'm seeing from Michael Thomas so far this year. If you could get him and Pollard for the collection of players that you named, Bob Jeff Supreme, I love the trade. Voila. RJ Renfro, I appreciate you saying that. We're going to do more shows like this. How about that? We're going to do more kind of pre-game shows, kind of pre-shows. So shows in which we'll come on exclusively on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. And that way we'll do more research. That way you guys can really see what goes into the picks. By the way, the answers that I give during the faster-paced TikTok show, they're the same as what I'd give out during this show. This is just kind of a reveal on how we would handle certain things. But RJ, love the feedback. Thank you for the comment. By the way, if you guys ever want to reach out to us and give feedback about the show, the company, the network, everything we do, me personally, need to change your face. I get it all the time. If you guys want to hit us up and give out comments, hit us up through our website, buttfumblesports.com. Go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. There's a contact page. A contact page. Hit us up. Would love to hear your comments. Jake Ernest, Hutch sack value tonight. Love that you brought that up. This is going to go into one of my favorite bets of the night. It's not going to be my Sharps play of the day, but it is going to be one of my favorite plays of the day in terms of a player prop bet. Let's get it up on the board. On sacks, Aiden Hutchinson. By the way, I did pause because I always forget that it's an A. I always think it's going to be an E, so I got to be careful there. Aiden Hutchinson, and we're taking him on sacks. Oops. Come on now. Aiden Hutchinson on sacks. It's over a quarter of a sack. That's just a great spot. I know the under has the slightly better implied probability. I'm going to bank on this one. Sorry, it's IN, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Hutchinson, over a quarter of a sack. Couple things here. One, I love that it's a quarter of a sack. If it were a half a sack, I'm actually not feeling it as much because I feel like at least at worst, he's going to combine for a sack, and that's where this cashes no matter what. So I feel good about that. This is minus 110. Feel good about that. I almost like that the under is the favorite because I'm just getting slightly better odds on it. I did parlay this on SHARPZ. I parlayed it on my sportsbook, but you can see on the SHARPZ app, I parlayed this with a couple other sack plays that I like, but I do like Hutchinson to get a sack tonight. Here's why. Diving into it really quick. Hasn't been great on sacks throughout the season or over the last 10 games, but where did he have a couple? Boom. Against the Packers in a big-time game last year at Lambeau. I think this is a guy who gets up for the spotlight. I think this is someone who, when he doesn't have a great left tackle going against him, I think there's an opportunity for him to succeed. I like Hutchinson tonight. If we look at it on the road, right, the only place that he's cashed on this is in Green Bay. I'm going to bank on it tonight. Thursday night football. I think Jordan Love is also going to be dropping back enough to make this worth my while as well. So it's not, if this were going to be a heavy running game, I wouldn't like it as much. But I think that the Packers understand that the Lions are good against the run. They're going to have to win through the pass in order to open up the run. I think that means Aiden Hutchinson's going to get opportunities to get on a Jordan Love who's going to be dropping back into the pass. So I do like Aiden Hutchinson tonight. Is it one that's heavy on trends? No. The guy doesn't have enough real trends throughout his career to really back on this one. The only trend that I like, in his one game at Lambeau, he got 2 sacks, and that was in a game that, again, he just had to get up for it, and he did. I'm going to have a similar mentality about tonight. However, if you want to go in another direction with Aiden Hutchinson, I got one for you. Looking on over tackles, most importantly, look on assists. Look on assists. Over half an assist. That might be a good play if you guys are looking for something that's a little bit safer. Look at how consistently this is cashed. 7 out of the last 10. Just over half an assist. Very interesting. I'm not going to put it up on my board. I did bet it. But if you guys are interested in a safer Aiden Hutchinson play, this is one that you can look at. Still at good odds. So, that's something you can see up on the screen if you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick right now. Appreciate all of you guys being with us every single day. Hope you guys are followers. Hope you guys, whoever you're watching, whatever the platform, that you hit that follow button, and that way you never miss a show. Braves fan, Musgrave or Freiermuth? Ooh, it's a really tough question for me. I'm going to lean towards Freiermuth, Braves fan. I'll lean towards Freiermuth. There are just too many mouths to feed in the Packers offense in order for Musgrave, for me to feel like he's a better pick. So I'll go Pat Freiermuth. Thanks so much for the question, Braves fan. Jaden Patel. Start 2, Derrick Henry, Mostert, Kareem Williams of the Rams. Great question. Jaden Patel, I go Derrick Henry, and I'm going to lean slightly towards Kyren Williams for the moment. It's very close. I like Mostert a lot. But you know what? I got to flip on this. Jaden Patel, I'm going to flip-flop on this. I talked myself into it in the moment. I'll go Henry and Mostert. Kyren Williams' just overall touches are just so outstanding to me that it almost had me thinking of taking him. But at this point, Mostert and how balanced the Dolphins' offense is, I got to go with them. So it's Henry and Mostert, Jaden Patel. Bit of a flip-flop by me there, but I'll head fake you and I'll go Henry and Mostert. Jorge, Josh Reynolds over 2.5 receptions. At first blush, I'm not crazy about this one. I really don't want to bet on the passing game too much of the Lions tonight. I'm just not feeling them. Josh Reynolds, looking at his receptions. The over, strong play, you can see. Still not one that I'm going to take. Trend doesn't suggest it. Not one that I'm really into. So if you want to jump on board, I totally understand. But it's just not one that I'm really gonna vibe on. Not a lot of data to back it. Just not one that I'm attracted to. Against the Packers last year, we only had one. I'm just not into it. I think that the running game is going to be the more popular play tonight. I think David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs are going to have their opportunities. So when I have the chance, I'm going to bet on those two. Josh Reynolds, could he get 3 catches? Yes. I don't have enough conviction behind it to go with it, so I'm going to avoid that one. Appreciate the question, though. Jorge, Monty is a full go. I'm actually hearing that he's going to be given a lot of touches tonight. Jorge, I wouldn't consider Aaron Jones a must start, no. Because the Lions defense I respect in the run game, not necessarily in the pass game. If you're in a PPR, I do like Aaron Jones. PPR, I like Aaron Jones more. RJ Renfro, would you consider Musgrave over 15.5 yards after catch? The answer is yes, I do like it. It's just a weird play. It's not a bet that I would normally take, but RJ Renfro, if I'm just kind of thinking through the stats that I've looked at and how I would analyze Musgrave in this game, the answer is I do like it. It's not something I would put my money on, but if you had to ask me, binary decision, which way would I go? I'll go yes. I do think he'll get to 16. Yak. Avery Paul, DeAndre Swift, George Pickens, Zach Moss, please choose 2. Ooh, great question. Because I like all 3, but I got to go with Swift and Moss. When in doubt, go with the running backs. They're getting more touches. They're getting more opportunities. Pickens might get 5 total receptions. Moss isn't going to get 5 carries. Moss is going to get like 15 carries, 13 carries. DeAndre Swift, same thing. So, and they get greater opportunity to score touchdowns overall. So in that kind of question, when I like all 3, I'm always going to lean towards the running back unless the matchup is so favorable. I like Pickens, but I'll go Swift and Moss, Avery Paul. Jorge, start 2. Jones, Sanders, Kyron, or Mostert. Well, I just answered a moment ago that I'm leaning Mostert over Kyron, so I'll go there. I'm going to go Kyron and Mostert. I'm going to go Kyron and Mostert, and I'll wait on Aaron Jones for an extra week. Full PPR for your other league. Full PPR. I love Ken Walker this week. I really like Kenneth Walker III, and I like Montgomery as well. So I'm going to go Montgomery and Walker. Jorge, I'll go those 2, even in the full PPR with Aaron Jones. It's very close, but I think Montgomery, once again, does damage. It's so close because the PPR, but Avery Paul, Lamar or Richardson, tough one for me. I would agree. I'm going to go Richardson on this one, though. I'm going to go Richardson. All in one show, would you trade Lamar for James Cook and DeAndre Swift? The answer is yes. The answer is yes, I would, because I feel like I can find other quarterbacks right now. Brock Purdy I've seen on the waiver wire. In some leagues, it's crazy, but they're, Anthony Richardson's out there or some other guys like that. You can find Geno Smith in some leagues. So the answer is I probably would, because getting DeAndre Swift and James Cook would be worth it. So all in one show, I like it. Make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you're a subscriber. Would love to have you as part of this community today. If you guys want my bets every single day, make sure you DM me on Instagram, ButtFumbleSports on Instagram. That way you can get all of my bets every single day. We have been scorching hot with our picks. So make sure you hit me on Instagram, or you get the download, or you download the SHARPZ app, and that way you never miss a pick. I've already made some picks during this show. So if you want to get those picks, you can find those on the SHARPZ app. The winning streak is over because the Twins lost. Actually, you could still see it. You could still see it. 29 win streak because of how we put our parlays together. What a cashing streak. The 49% on the winning percentage has a lot to do with putting together the parlays, but we've had an unbelievable streak over the last 24 hours, really over the last 72, really since the start of football season. But baseball cashed for us. We did so well on baseball. I'll be giving out baseball picks throughout the TikTok portion of the show. We still have about 22 minutes before we let the TikTok horde in on all the fantasy advice and sports betting advice. So we still have a little bit more time where we're just giving personal attention for all those watching on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. So if you're watching on one of those platforms, fire away with your question, here to help you out. And that way you get everything that you need before the herd comes in. Do you think Richardson will be affected by that week-long concussion? If he's going to be on the field, I have to trust that he's healthy enough to play. RJ Renfro, Oregon State versus Utah. Saturday opened up Oregon State -1.5. Line moved to -3.5. With the movement, would you stay Oregon State or slide to Utah, who is the higher-ranked team? Let's take a look at it. I love the question. It's a great line movement question. Got to switch on over to college football. What time is that game? RJ Renfro, what time is that game? Jorge, I'll get to your question in just a minute. RJ, if you could let us know what time that game kicks off. Okay, that's Friday. That's a Friday night kick. It's now at 4.5. Very interesting. The line movement continues to favor you if you want to take the Utes. So let's take it from Utah's side. First of all, covered in 9 of their last 10 games. Very interesting. Home games, Oregon State, really strong on the cover. Away games, wow, Utah. Utah's been good over their last 10 on the road. Utah's been really good over their last 10 on the road in terms of coverage. Very interesting. So, the line movement is kind of curious to me. I'm not crazy still even at the 4.5. Something shady about this. But something stinks in... they're only... Here's what's crazy. They're offering it there. Wow. Okay. 7.5 is where I take it. Utah, 7.5. Utah plus 7.5 is the alternative line that I would like. Avery Paul, Butt Fumble Sports, is always looking for the cashing ticket. It's not always the line that we're being given is what we're going to take. So a lot of you guys talk about a spread in a game. And one of the things that I'll always say is Vegas is trying to take your money. That's what they're trying to do. That's the business they're in. Jorge, I absolutely agree with you. 4.5 screams trap. I feel like this is the kind of game where something crazy could happen. But do I think that this is going to be tighter than a touchdown? Yes. But I wouldn't take it at the 4.5. Plus 7.5, that's where I would take this one at minus 172. I'm going to put this one up on my board. That's how much I'm going to back it. Utah, minus 7.5. And again, I'm getting this, at plus 7.5. Plus 7.5. And I'm getting this at minus 172. I'll put that, I'm going to parlay that together later tonight with these two picks. Two of my favorite bets. I gave these out as my 2 Sharps plays of the day yesterday. I'll parlay these 3 together. That's a nice little 3-leg parlay for me. So that's how I'm playing this one, Avery Paul. That's how I'm playing it. Want to get to Jorge's question. He was asking me, do I have any David Montgomery plays tonight? I did put one out on the SHARPZ app earlier. If you missed it, I'll talk to you about it. I'm looking at David Montgomery on over rushing yards. David Montgomery, and I'm looking at over rushing yards tonight. Now, over, not rushing and receiving yards, just over rushing yards tonight. Now, the under is the slightly better play, but the Packers have been bad against the run. David Montgomery, now, I actually think I got this at a slightly better spot. I think I bought it down. Yeah, 49.5 at minus 130 is what I took it at. I think he gets to 50 yards. That's the bet I'm making with myself. David Montgomery, over 49.5. When I thought about it, I thought, okay, I think he gets to 50 yards. When I could get it on that alternative line, it's exactly what I did. So at minus 130, that's the play I make. And that's what I went with, Jorge. That was the one that caught my eye. Oh, that's the one that caught my eye. If I step into it, it's been a really good trend. It's been a really good trend. Funny enough, the last game on the road that this missed was against the Lions. The last 2 games that, 2 of the last 3 games that he hasn't hit the over on this were against the Detroit Lions. Maybe one of the reasons I don't like Aaron Jones on the ground and I don't like A.J. Dillon on the ground. Lions have a better run defense than they have a pass defense. Now, the line movement on this has been brutal. As you can tell, I took it earlier in the day. I got it at the 49.5, but this has moved. I still like it where it is, but it's getting a little tricky. If you can get it at the 49.5, great, but you don't want to get a little bit too thin on it because I think Jahmyr Gibbs also has some value in the running game as well. But that's what I like for David Montgomery. That's up on the board. If you want all of my bets every single day, make sure you DM me on Instagram, Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram, and I will share a link for the SHARPZ app. You can catch my bets on the SHARPZ app every single day. And that way you never miss any of our picks, never miss our show. Someone's hitting me up about some fantasy advice. I'm letting them know we're live right now. All in one show. Hurts for Swift and James Cook. I think Jalen Hurts is an MVP candidate, so I'd be okay with that. DeBears, 1, 2, 3. Geno, Fields, or Love. I'm going to lean slightly towards Geno. I like the opportunity for him to go against that Giants defense and score some points. Avery Paul took Oregon State money line. Maybe then you want it. By the way, Avery Paul, what's a very butt fumble sports thing to do? Take Oregon State on the money line. Take Utah plus 7.5. Both could cash. You're guaranteed one's going to. But I feel like you could get a really good 2-ticket win out of that. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you fire in with your questions. We're about to let the TikTok horde into the show in about 15 minutes. So if you want the questions, make sure you fire away now. Who wins tonight? It's already up on your board. You can see it right now. It's Lions on the money line, everybody. I have the Lions winning tonight. Earlier in the week, I took Lions minus 1.5, Lions minus 2.5. At 4 p.m. Eastern today, the line movement got me excited enough where I did take the Packers at plus 5 and Packers plus 5.5. Really, the plus 5.5 is the better spot. But I think this is a field goal game. I think it's a 4-point game. I don't think it gets to 5 points, so I like that one. Appreciate the question, Jorge. DeBears, all in one show. Avery Paul, Mesmerize. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. RJ Renfro. Dante, Jake, Braves fan, Jaden, Bob Jeff Supreme. Great to have all of you guys with us every single day. I know there are a lot of loyal viewers who are watching right now who watch this show every single day. Appreciate you guys a ton. Hope you guys know that. If you guys do have questions about your fantasy teams, fire away now because, again, the TikTok audience will be joining us in just a couple of minutes, which obviously is going to change the rate at which I'm going to answer your questions. So fire away with your questions now, and that way I can help you guys out. Mesmerize, pick one. Mesmerize, I think it's... Mesmerize, I think it's DJ Moore. I hate saying it, but I think DJ Moore is the best option. Brian Robinson would probably be second, but DJ Moore should be the best play. Everything points in that direction. I hate it. RJ Renfro, do you like Duke or Notre Dame this week? Oh, I like Notre Dame this week. Duke has been looking good, I agree, but Notre Dame's going to bounce back. Notre Dame had a bad loss against Ohio State. That was a really unfortunate loss for them. I can understand some people think this is going to be a trap game for them, and I don't necessarily think that's a bad call, but overall, I think Notre Dame gets the win. Let's quickly look at that one. Notre Dame, Duke. College game day is going to be there, which only adds to kind of the focus, and I think that might help Notre Dame kind of lock in after that brutal loss. Again, Duke, 5.5-point underdog. I wouldn't take it, but Duke, minus 210, I would take that. Or, sorry, Notre Dame on the money line, I would take that at minus 210. I just think they bounce back. I think they're the better team. I think they get this win to keep their playoff hopes alive. I think that's really important, and I think they're aware of that the season is still ahead of them, that there's still opportunity there. And so I'm not as worried about them as I would be for some of the other teams that we're talking about. So I like the opportunity there. And that's how I'm taking Notre Dame. RJ Renfro, 6 p.m. tomorrow. 6 p.m. tomorrow. What's at 6 p.m. tomorrow, RJ? We're going to be live at 5 p.m. tomorrow. We'll be live at 5 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow for our regular show, if that's what you're asking about. Mesmerize, last one, pick 3. Addison, Godwin, Dell, Lockett, Ayuk, Moss. Okay. Mesmerize, I'd go Moss, Ayuk, and Godwin. Mesmerize, I would go Moss, Ayuk, and Godwin just over Lockett. Just barely over Lockett. It's very, very close. but I think I like Godwin just a touch more, just a little bit more. Mesmerize, appreciate the question. Carlson, over 1.5 field goals made. Are we really doing field goals? Sorry, I'm on the wrong one. I'm not big on betting on field goals. I'm going to admit that. It's just not one that I like. I'll show you guys what's up here, but it's not something that I necessarily like to bet. Especially with kickers that aren't like Justin Tucker or someone that I can find a bit more reliable. This isn't going to be a high-scoring game, I don't think. I don't think this is going to be a massive point-scoring game. So I'm just not as big on the kickers tonight. We are just a couple of minutes away from shifting over to TikTok as well as staying on. We're going to still be on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Don't worry. But about 10 minutes away from letting all of the TikTok audience join the show. So if you guys are watching, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you subscribe. We are going to do more shows like this. We're going to do more shows that are going to be just for you guys who are watching on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. So if you guys want this kind of personal attention, you guys are going to get it, but you got to make sure that you subscribe. That way you never miss the show. That way you always know when we're live. And that way you can always be a part of everything that we do every single day. Obviously, I love giving out my sports bets. I love helping you guys out every day as best I can. I hope the advice is helpful. I hope you cash a lot of tickets. I hope you do really well in your fantasy leagues. Oof. Fortunately, our baseball bets are not off to the hottest start today. So we haven't given out any yet, but we will over the course of the TikTok show. So if you're waiting on some of those, still plenty of opportunities ahead. Man, yesterday was such a winning day for us. We have a great opportunity today with this Thursday night to really go into the weekend up quite a bunch. What a great opportunity that would be. By the way, we actually did cash on one thing already. That was Corbin Carroll. Corbin Carroll cashed for us. So thank you, Corbin Carroll. But we did miss on the Twins. I had the Twins winning, and they lost 2-1 to the A's. So rough. Final few minutes before we add the TikTok folks. Are you still live on TikTok? Schnaggy's Thong. Yes, we will be live on TikTok in a matter of minutes. I'm literally setting up the TikTok live as we speak. We will be live on TikTok answering your questions for 3 hours. We're going to be live for 2.5, 3 hours after this. Kyle Klein, I'm going to answer that question in just a little bit. Once we get on to TikTok, I will be giving out some of my MLB picks tonight. Do I like the under tonight? Not one that I have gone to yet. Not one that I'm looking at quite yet. Still kind of holding on to a couple of bets. Still trying to figure out a few things. I'm not sure if I'm on the over or the under tonight. Still considering it. Not quite there. Not quite there. If you guys haven't done so, make sure you hit me up on our website, buttfumblesports.com, buttfumblesports.com. Would love to hear from you guys about how you think the show can be better, how the network can be better, what we can do as well. Check out our merchandise, our store. We have a lot of different shirts, a lot of different items. I would love to get your feedback on that. Check it out. Let us know what you guys think. I love hearing from the fans of Butt Fumble Sports, you Butt Fumblers out there. You're the reason we made the company, made the network. So I love hearing from you. Would love to get your feedback. That's one way. Just go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Hit us up. Would love to know what you think. Do you think the Cubs will keep their playoff spot over the Marlins? I'm not going to get into my MLB picks just yet. We're a couple of minutes away from that show. But I'll just say I'm really entertained by the fact that both of these organizations at one point in the season thought they were probably going to fade out of the playoff race, and they're still in it at this point. I just think it's great for baseball. Miami, Chicago, two cities that just I think it would be great for baseball if every single year those two cities were competitive in the game this late in the year. So I'm really excited about it. Who do I think ultimately gets the spot? I know who I'm rooting for, but I don't know who gets it just yet. We'll dive into the picks for tonight in just a little bit, though. Okay, folks, we're going to get the TikTok portion of the show loaded up, so this is the final chance for you guys watching on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick to be able to ask your questions before the herd jumps in. I am so excited about doing this show today, I have to admit, though. It's just awesome to be able to talk sports with you guys every day, and when there's a good Thursday night football game on, it just makes life that much better, because trying to talk about Bears and Broncos is going to be dog poop. I'm gonna enjoy it more than I would, some of the times during the summer. But at the same time, it's just nice to be able to have a good Thursday night football game that's going to have division implications, playoff implications. It has careers on the line. It has coaching on the line. There's just a lot going on in this one. And yes, coaching on the line. I do think that this is a time in which Matt LaFleur, who are you, man? Dan Campbell, who are you? Who's going to win now that Aaron Rodgers isn't around? By the way, Schnaggy's Thong, I don't agree with you. I actually feel like we have seen worse games. I feel like there was a Bengals-Browns game from like a decade ago, like way in the past, 2 decades ago, that was like dog poop. Like, as bad as Broncos-Bears sounds, actually, it's not that bad. There's enough talent on the field for me to get like excited about it. No, there have been some really dog poop. Do you guys remember how bad some of the Thursday night games were at another time? So as much as like we want to kind of take a dump on that, there have been worse. There have been worse. If Drew Holiday goes to the Celtics, do you see them as a title favorite? I think in terms of betting odds, Mesmerize, yes. They would be my betting favorite. They're the ones that if I were a sports book, I would set as the favorite. But actually, the Celtics have yet to prove to me that they can... It's not that they haven't won. I know that they've done plenty of winning in the time of Tatum and Brown. They've done a ton of winning in the postseason. But actually, to me, it's like... Can you be the best? Can you be the best when it matters? And funny enough, Dame Lillard has actually shown that individually. I think Tatum at times has. If Tatum doesn't have that ankle injury, if he doesn't roll his ankle in that Game 7, what are we talking about? So yes, they probably still are, but it's very close. It's very close. Who would they trade Drew Holiday for? What I'm hearing is Robert Williams. I'm hearing they would trade Robert Williams if they would move him. I don't think that's a good idea, but I'm a Bears fan, by the way. Oh, sorry. Oof. Brogdon, Horford, and picks most likely. Ooh, Mesmerize. I like that. I like the idea of that because I think Horford has served his purpose in Boston, but at this point, I think he's a liability a lot of the time. His shooting just isn't clutch enough at this point. Brogdon, whatever it is, he's a good defensive player. That injury that he had, was it his wrist or his hand? Whatever it was, it affected his shooting in the postseason, and it's definitely impacted how people in Boston think about him. So if he came back healthy and was the player he was for a majority of the year last year, I wouldn't necessarily want to give him up. But if I'm going Brogdon and Horford and picks, Elbow, thank you. Sorry, forgot about it. Thank you, Mesmerize. But for them to upgrade at the position, Brogdon, Horford, and picks and get him, I kind of like it. Kang TTV. I like Christian Watson tonight. I actually like Christian Watson tonight. A buddy of mine earlier today asked me, do you like Christian Kirk or Christian Watson more? I said I like Christian Kirk more, but I do like Watson, so that's a little indication of where I'm at. Yeah, Derek White. But Derek White has turned into one of the best defensive point guards in the league, and I think that's something that the Celtics really value, is that another really good guard defender on the floor. Kang TTV, I think he's still going to get his opportunities in the passing game. Okay, guys, are you ready? Your personal attention's over. You've been the oldest child now, but Mommy and Daddy have decided to have a new kid named TikTok, and we're going to introduce you to them. You're not going to get the same kind of attention because they're going to be pooping all over the place, and they're going to be a mess, spitting up on themselves, so I'm going to have to give them a little extra attention now. But it doesn't mean I don't love you guys. Mesmerize, I would love if you continue to watch on YouTube. We really appreciate you guys watching on YouTube. It's a platform we're trying to drive our watch hours on. So I will continue to be on YouTube quite a bit throughout the coming days. I'm going to do more exclusive shows on YouTube. Really appreciate you guys joining on the platform. That said, we are going to unleash the TikTok live group right now. So appreciate all of you guys being with us. I'll keep both tabs open. Oh, Mesmerize, that's awesome. Appreciate you being with us, Mesmerize, Jorge, Kang TTV, Shangs Thong. Appreciate you guys being with us. And it is now time to welcome in the TikTok audience. TikTok, welcome into the Butt Fumble Sports Daily Show. It is so wonderful to have you with us on this Thursday. We have Thursday Night Football ahead of us. If you are watching on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, you can see on the screen all the bets that we have already made. If you are watching on TikTok, welcome in. We have a lot to get to. We have been giving out our picks for the last hour on YouTube. But if you have just joined the show on TikTok, we are here to help you out with your picks. So no worries, no troubles. Everything is good. Brody Chew, I would go with Nico Collins. Brody Chew, I'd go Nico Collins. If I answer your question, make sure you're a follower. Hit that follow button. Guys, the one thing I'm going to ask of you guys, and I hope you guys don't mind, but Dallas Ogburn, you're a perfect model for it. Dallas Ogburn has asked me, Herbert or Wilson? That's a couple of names that could go in a number of different directions. Dallas, to make sure that I answer your question correctly, could you write out the full names? I know it takes a little extra time, but it allows me to answer your question accurately every single time, so I'd really appreciate that. So if you could, Dallas Ogburn, thanks for being the model. Hope you guys love the questions, the Q&A. Hope you guys appreciate the commentary and conversation, but I want to make sure I answer your questions correctly, so if you could write the full name, really would appreciate it. Welcome into TikTok. We are live every single day. Make sure that you hit that follow button. We have a lot of picks to give out. We've already given out a few on our YouTube portion of the show. We were live on YouTube for the last hour. We're going to give out all of those picks on TikTok as well. If you haven't heard them, we'll give them out as well. Of course, we also have our picks all on the SHARPZ app. Jose, to jump right into it, we are taking the Lions on the money line tonight. Lions on the money line. That is a pick that I like. However, I do want to say for all of those who are doing some sports betting tonight, first of all, be careful. Sports betting, always do it responsibly. But I am taking the Lions on the money line. Earlier in the week, I got Lions -1.5. I love that bet. Sticking with it. However, the line movement has shifted now away from the Lions, away from the Packers, and I can now get Packers at +5.5 at a really good spot at like -190, -185, -180. I like being on both sides of this one. Lions, money line. Lions, -1.5. Packers, +5.5. I love sandwiching it. I think this is a 3-4 point game. Love being in that spot. Okay, let's get to some of your questions. Logan Newman, I'd go with Hunter Henry. Logan Newman, I'd go with Hunter Henry. Andre Sanchez, I'd go Alvin Kamara. Andre Sanchez, I'd go Alvin Kamara. Jose, we got a lot of bets that we're giving out. Jake, so great to have you watching. Whether you're watching on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, or Kick, wonderful to have you as a part of this show. We are going to continue to answer questions on YouTube as well as on TikTok, so feel free to fire away. Shh, I'm going Christian Kirk. Shh, I'm going Christian Kirk over on YouTube. Tim Reams, appreciate you being with us. I'd go Zay Flowers. I'd go Zay Flowers. That's what I'd do. Jake, so wonderful to have you. Thanks so much for supporting the show. Isaac, Gibbs or Henry tonight? Derrick Henry. I'd rather go with Derrick Henry. Again, guys, if you could write out the full names, sorry, but it makes it easier because if I'm just questioning it just a second, slows things down, so I would appreciate it if you could. I like anime. I would do I'd rather have Pollard. I like anime. I'd rather have Pollard. Olivia, Puka, Kyron. I'm assuming that's Derrick Henry. I'm going to go Derrick Henry, and I'll lean slightly, just slightly towards... I'm going to lean towards Puka, I think, actually. I'll go Henry and Puka. Jordan, thanks so much for supporting the show, Jordan. Start Aaron Jones, Garrett Wilson, or Michael Thomas. Really tough. Because it's Jameis Winston for the Saints, I'm going to lean towards Aaron Jones. So, Jordan, I'm going to lean towards Aaron Jones out of that group, especially if it's a PPR. Jared Smith, I'm going to go with Waddle. Jared Smith, I'm going to go with Waddle. Danny, thanks so much for the gift. Xander Simmons, is Gibbs a start with Monty playing? For the most part, he is. In a lot of leagues, he would be. Yes, it depends on who else you have, though. Philly fan, I'm going to lean towards Najee Harris. Philly fan, I'm going to lean towards Najee Harris. Kyle Bond, I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson. Kyle Bond, I'll go Lamar Jackson. Thanks so much. Burrow or CJ Stroud? I'd go Joe Burrow. I'd go Burrow over CJ Stroud. Keelan, I'd go Waddle over Saquon. I'd go Waddle over Saquon. If I'm answering your question, make sure you're a follower of Butt Fumble Sports. Really appreciate the support. Musgrave or Freiermuth? I'm going to lean slightly towards Freiermuth. It's very close, but I'm going to lean towards Freiermuth. Philly fan, thanks so much for the support. I just traded Gibbs and Devontae Smith for CD and Monty. Did I win the trade? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I think you did come out ahead. I would go with... I'd go Miles Sanders and I'd go Breece Hall. Sanders and Hall. Very close, though. Blicky, I'd go Kirk Cousins. I'd go Kirk Cousins. Mikey, I'd go Andrews. I'd go Andrews. Penelius, I would start Montgomery tonight. Appreciate all those who are watching the show. If I've answered your question or if you love the content, make sure you hit that follow button. That way you never miss the show. That way you never miss our content. We love answering your fantasy questions every single day. Next question is about Hopkins or Garrett Wilson. I'm going to lean just slightly towards Hopkins, just barely, just because I have so little faith in Zach Wilson. Matty Ice. I'd go Joe Burrow over Jordan Love. Thanks so much for the question. Adam Thielen or Jacoby Myers? It's kind of tricky for me. I kind of like Jacoby Myers, even with Aiden O'Connell playing. I think Aiden O'Connell might be a sneaky, effective player this week. I wouldn't be surprised if he shows out. I kind of like Jacoby Myers a little bit more. I'll say Adam Thielen against the Vikings for now, but because Adam Thielen against the Vikings, former team. But overall, I think Aiden O'Connell could show something. By the way, moderators, if we've got our moderators in the TikTok live, if you could help us out, I'd love to get some of those pinned tweets. If we've got people who are contributing to the show, moderators, feel free to pin them in the TikTok live. Brant C, I would go with Henry and I'd go Pacheco. Brant C, 1, 2, 3, I'd go Henry and I'd go Pacheco. Sal, thanks so much for supporting the show, Sal. Sam Cheesy, 37Z. Sam Cheesy, 37C. I'd go Godwin. I would go Godwin just barely. Cole M, I'd go Waddle. I'd go Cotelis, I'd go Moss. Moss over Cook. Colin Daughtry, I would go Moss 1, Ford 2. Moss would still be number 1 for me, though. Ryan, is starting Nico Collins and Tank Dell a bad move? This week it is. I don't like both of them this week. Sal, Goff over under 69.1% completion percentage. I don't know. Sal, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know. Danny, Jacoby, or Tutu. I'm going to lean slightly towards Tutu, Danny, but I'm telling you, I think Jacoby Myers could be a sneaky good play. So I'm going to go with Tutu for the moment, but I kind of want to take Jacoby, Danny. You can hear there's some conflict there. So thanks so much for the question. I'm getting offered Bree, Zach Moss, and D-Hop. I don't understand your question, ma'am. Josh Angel, Sanders or Gibbs rest of season? I'd rather have Gibbs the rest of season. Xander Simmons, I might start Roshan Johnson this week, believe it or not. Stobo, I'm going to lean towards Mostert 1, Zay Flowers 2. Mostert 1, Flowers 2. I'd rather have Moss and D-Hop. Posty, I'd go Amari Cooper. I'd go Amari Cooper, I think, just barely over Gibbs. Ricky, I would lean slightly towards... I'm going to lean slightly towards Christian Kirk. Just slightly. I think that this matchup between the Ravens and the Browns is a really tough one. We've just seen the Browns' defense is legit, so I think Zay Flowers could get his PPR, but it might be tough overall to get yardage and touchdowns. Ricky, I'm going to go with Christian Kirk. Thanks so much for the question. Again, moderators, for those that are contributing, moderators, feel free to pin those that are contributing, like Matthew T. Matthew T, thanks for supporting the show. I'm going to lean towards Brandon Ayuk, just barely over Ramondre Stevenson. Matthew T, I'm going to go with Ayuk over Stevenson, just barely. By the way, if you guys want to be a moderator, all you have to do is subscribe. So if you guys want to take over moderating duties, all you have to do is subscribe. And I will give you those moderating duties so you can help me out with the show. Also gives you a little cheat because you can get all your questions answered immediately, I guess. Ryan Tran, I'd go Kirk Cousins. Ryan Tran, I would go Kirk Cousins. Alex Alvarez, I'd go Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, because the PPR, I'd go Jahmyr Gibbs. Appreciate all those who are supporting the show. Watson or Jones, I'm going to lean slightly towards Watson, Posty. Posty 707, I'll lean slightly towards Watson. Thanks so much for the question. Blicky, would you trade Lamar Jackson for Ayuk? I'd be okay with it. Yep. In part because the injuries on the Ravens just have me starting to get a little worried. By the way, Liz, thanks so much for the heart me. Really appreciate it, Liz. Thanks so much for supporting the show. So kind of you. Anthony Otis, they want my Eagles defense for Jamar Chase. I would do that trade. I like it. Matthew T, thanks so much for subscribing, Matthew T. Really appreciate you subscribing. That is awesome. Matthew T, maybe you can help me out as a moderator. So, you can help me pin some comments. Thanks so much, Matthew T. Nate, I'd go with Gibbs and Myers. Nate. L. Henny, I have both Kelsey and Laporta. I'd go Kelsey. Should I trade Kelsey for Waddle? No. I'd actually think about trading Laporta for Waddle. See if you can really upgrade. Oh, we've got a contributor. To the show. Thanks so much for contributing to the show. And because of that, we are going to give out some of our picks. Our picks have been scorching hot so far. This is going to be our SHARPZ play of the day. This is my favorite bet of the day, everybody. This is my favorite bet across NFL, college, MLB, everything. So here you go, everybody. Our favorite play of the day. Thanks so much, Mr. Weisberg, for hitting us up with that contribution. So kind of you. SHARPZ play of the day right now. Blue Jays on the money line, everybody. I could not like Blue Jays on the money line anymore. It's my favorite play of the day. It's my SHARPZ favorite play of the day. So if you guys are watching me on the SHARPZ, if you guys like following me every day and want all of my picks every day, Blue Jays on the money line is my SHARPZ play of the day. You can find every pick that I make on the SHARPZ app. My sportsbook is connected to the app, so every bet that I make automatically connects. By the way, same goes with you guys. If you guys get SHARPZ, you can connect to your sportsbook. I like to follow you guys. Everyone who follows me on SHARPZ, I follow you, and that way I can see all the bets you make. I love to give you guys a hard time or follow the bets you make. I just like to keep track of your bets, just like you like to keep track of mine. This community is so supportive. I know there are a lot of good sports fans here. Love hearing your takes, so love it. By the way, Liz, thank you so much for subscribing, Liz. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you want to be a moderator, just let me know. Happy to give you that status. That way you can help me out. Moderators on TikTok, I am going to ask for your help pinning tweets for those who subscribe or for those who have contributed. I want to make sure we get to all of them. So if you are a moderator, if you could help me out, would really appreciate it. Liz, happy to help. Well, Liz, thank you so much. Brent, I'll get to your question. Adding Liz as a moderator. Thank you so much, Liz, for helping me out. Appreciate it. Brent, Aaron Jones or Gibbs for tonight's game? I'd rather have Gibbs, actually, for tonight's game. He's facing the better defense for him. Tony Smith, let's get it. Great to have you as a part of the community. Hope that you guys are all following no matter the platform. For Ruse, I would start Waddle. Feruz, I'd start Waddle. Yes or no? I get Laporta, Mostert, Nico Collins. I give up Diggs and Palmer. I like the trade, sick Mixies. Yes, I would. Chase Holdsman. I probably lean slightly towards Geno. Chase Holdsman, I'd go Geno. Will, I'd go Kyron Williams. I'd go Kyron Williams. Thanks so much for the question. By the way, moderators, when I thank someone for the question, you could take it off the screen. That's going to be my cue to you guys to let you guys know that I'm ready to let it go. IP Shade 45, welcome into the show. Great to see you. Again, if you guys contribute, our moderators are going to find you. We can answer your question, or you can ask over on YouTube, and I'll answer it as well there. Arias, I'd go Deshaun Watson. Arias, I'd go Deshaun Watson. Thanks so much for the question, Arias. Appreciate you so much. I'm going to set up a new live goal. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Full PPR, Pollard, Hopkins for Gibbs, Adams. I'd rather have Gibbs and Adams. Story time 97. Do I sit do I sit Stevenson to play Swift or play both? No, I might sit Stevenson. I like Pickens. I like Amari Cooper. I like Kirk. So I think I'd lean in that direction when it comes to your running backs. Oops. Hall on the bench. I'd rather start Stevenson than Hall if that's the question. So if that's what we're thinking, that is the direction I'd rather go in for now at least. Drew, who will win tonight? Oh, Rob's starting a poll. I love it. Rob, yeah, great. I love you guys interacting. Thanks so much for doing the work over there. By the way, Jessica Gray, I'd go Derrick Henry. Jessica Gray. If I were to trade for one of them, I'd probably trade for Derrick Henry still. Thanks so much, guys, for supporting us. Okay, should I trade Mark Andrews for Laporta and Aaron Jones? Logan, yes, I would. Thanks so much for the question. Logan, yes, I would make that trade. Logan Hutchinson, yes, I would. Thanks so much for the question. Mason, I would go with Nico Collins. Mason, I'd go with Nico Collins. Thank you. Again, those who contribute, our moderators are going to be pinning your question. Like Jay Rubin, Tua and Hopkins for Waddle and Russell Wilson. I'd rather have Waddle and Russell Wilson, as crazy as it sounds, because I can drop Russell Wilson, but Waddle's too valuable. IP Shade 45, thanks so much. Nix, I'd go Geno. Rob, thank you. Appreciate it. I love that we've got the poll going as well. Let's pin another comment. Moderators, appreciate you guys helping me out. Jacobs, Kamara, or Swift? I'd go Swift. I'd go Swift out of that group. Jimmy, I would lean slightly towards Javonte Williams, believe it or not, just barely. It's close, but Willie, I'd go Tank Dell. I'd go Tank Dell. Thanks for the question. DW Lane. Should I start Laporta and Amon-Ra St. Brown? I actually think there could be a reason to be a little doubtful about them. I think their numbers might be a tick down. Jake, if Jonathan Taylor gets traded, which team would have the most fantasy value? Still probably the Miami Dolphins would probably still be number one. Yeah, I would still probably say that would be number one. Dell or Ayuk? Chase Alexander, I would go Ayuk. Thanks so much for the question, Chase Alexander. And thank you so much, moderators. You're doing a great job. JP, what's the favorite player prop bets tonight? They're up on my screen, and they're also on the SHARPZ app. So if you want all of my bets, just DM me on Instagram, ButtFumble Sports on Instagram. I will hook you guys up with everything that you guys need. You can get all of my bets every single day. I know a couple of you guys have actually hit me up about that, so I'll actually share this link with you right now, including, there you go, 6, you're getting it as well. So, appreciate all of you guys. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you're subscribing. Landon Wilson, I'm going to lean towards Ridley because Jameis Winston is quarterbacking the Saints. So, Landon Wilson, I'm going to go with Calvin Ridley. Thanks so much for the question. Landon Wilson, I'd go Calvin Ridley. Thanks for the question. Christian Vasquez, I'd go Trevor Lawrence. Christian Vasquez, I'd go Trevor Lawrence. KW1, I'll go Tutu Atwell. Drew, thank you so much for the I'm blue. Rob Lucci, should I... Oh, I missed that one. Can we go back to that one in a minute? Start 3. I'd start Moss, I'd start Godwin, and I'd start Gibbs. Moss, Godwin, and Gibbs. Guerra, I'd start Moss, Godwin, and Gibbs. That said, if we could get Rob's question back up here, I'd love to get Rob's question pinned back up. I want to make sure I answer that one because I didn't get a chance to. Laporta over Pittman or T. Higgins? No, I think T. Higgins is a great play this week. T. Higgins is one of my favorite plays in a flex spot. I go T. Higgins 1, Pittman 2. I'm not as high on Laporta tonight. Are you a believer in Aaron Jones tonight? In a PPR capacity, yes. In a running game capacity, not as much. Thanks so much for the question. Rob, thank you so much for the question. I'd go with T. Higgins, Rob. Rob, I'd go with T. Higgins. If you guys have a question, all you got to do is contribute to the show, and a little icon shows up next to your name. Our moderators will be looking for those who contribute to the show. Should I trade Mostert early before the Taylor and Miami trade? If you're worried about it, I don't necessarily think the trade's going to happen. Some people are saying it, but Julian, I'd lean towards Miles Sanders. Julian, I'd go towards Miles Sanders. Thanks so much for the question. Big Bobby Mack offered Adams and Breece Hall for Christian McCaffrey. They declined. Yeah, you're going to have to upgrade the running back. I still think giving up Pacheco would be okay. Mr. Lopez, I'd go Zach Moss. Mr. Lopez, I'd go Zach Moss. Mason, I said I'd go Moss. I'd go Moss, Williams, and Henry. Mason, I'd go Moss, Williams, and Henry. JP, I don't like A.J. Dillon tonight. I'd avoid him. Christian Vasquez, I'd go Trevor Lawrence. Ryan N., I'd rather have Debo. Ryan N., I'd rather have Debo. Look to the waiver wire. Do I trade Evan Ingram for Darren Waller? Gabe, it's an interesting idea. I think it's probably, if an upgrade, only a slight one, but sure. If you really want to get into the Giants passing game, fine. I'd rather have Evan Ingram only in this way. I think Waller's probably the better player. I just trust the passing game of the Jaguars a little bit more. Appreciate all of you guys. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that follow button no matter the platform. TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick. Dustin, thanks so much. I already have a big nose, already giving me a little more on the end of it. Drew Hazard, who should I start? Henry? Can't get ETN. Yeah, I'm fine starting Henry. Posty, I'd go with Mostert. Posty, I'd go Mostert 1, Williams 2. Posty, I'd still go Mostert. Appreciate all these questions. Fire away with them. Landon, Landon, I'm going to lean towards Ridley. Landon, I'm going to lean towards Ridley. Thanks so much for the question. Russell, I'd rather have CeeDee Lamb. I'd rather have CeeDee Lamb, Russell. Dustin Peacock, should I trade Rachaad White? Yep. Yeah, I would trade him. Yep, I would. Munoz the Great, I'd rather have Ridley. Munoz the Great, I'd rather have Ridley. Ali 13. Rest of the season, I'd rather have Gibbs. Rest of the season, I'd rather have Gibbs. If you guys contribute to the show, our moderators will be looking for you. Julian, I really like Musgrave and Waller both this week. I'll lean towards Waller, though. Time to parlay. What do you think of this trade in a 6-man league? Man, a 6-man league. Okay. Mostert, Tua, and Debo for Keenan Allen and James Conner. I'd rather have Mostert, Tua, and Debo. I'd rather have Mostert, Tua, and Debo by a mile. Andrew, trade away Eckler for Diggs. I'm okay with that, Andrew. I'm okay with that. TW, you got to go Calvin Ridley. TW, you got to go Calvin Ridley. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. Appreciate you guys. If you haven't done so already, make sure that you hit that follow button. Make sure that you're a member of this amazing Butt Fumble Sports community. Hopefully by the end of the show tonight, we have over 55,000 followers on TikTok. So hit that follow button, everybody. We're a couple away, so make sure you hit that follow button. Sorry, do you think adding Pacheco? Yes. Big Bobby Mack, I would add Pacheco in order to try to make the trade a little bit better. So yes, I would do that. Moderators, feel free to pin some tweets if we see people that are contributing to the show. Jay, Cooper Kupp, Aaron Jones. Oh, I lost you. I'll get Sal. Sal, Gibbs over 59.5 total yards. Rushing plus receiving, yes, I think he gets there. Let's look at it very quickly. We're actually going to pull up Outlier to check it out very, very quickly. So that way we can give you guys the best advice possible. Let's look at Gibbs, Jahmyr Gibbs, over on rushing plus receiving yards. 59.5. The over and the under have the same implied probability. I do like the over on this. It's cashed in 2 of his first 3 games. I do like the over. I would take it tonight. I'm not going to bet it myself, but I think it is a decent play. Thanks so much for the question, Sal. Thanks so much for the question. Hope you have a great night. Mason, I'd go Tutu. Mason, I'd go Tutu Atwell, I think. It's either Nico Collins or Atwell. Spencer, I would start Russ. I can't believe I'm staying it, but I'd start Russ. Should I trade away Derrick Henry? You can. He might have some value there. Richard, I'd go Judy. Richard, I'd go Judy. Yusuf, should I trade Swift for Amari Cooper? Yeah, I'm okay with that. It's a fair trade. I think I'd rather have Swift, but it's a fair trade. Appreciate all those who are contributing to the show right now. A lot of you guys are doing a great job. If you guys want to be a moderator, if you think you can help out with the show, make sure that you subscribe. We will help you. It would be helpful. Nathan, I'd go Waddle. Over DJ Moore and Tank Dell in the PPR, half PPR. Nathan, I would go with Waddle. I'd rather have Waddle. Thanks so much for the question. Squealers, I think I'd rather go with Daniel Jones, believe it or not. I just don't trust enough. By the way, results on this poll, you guys have the Packers winning tonight. Very interesting results from the poll. You guys have the Packers winning. I actually have a different answer. I'm going with the Lions on the money line. Lions on the money line, but I am taking the Packers plus 5.5. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you hit the follow button. Raymond, I'd go Zay Flowers over Garrett Wilson. Raymond, I'd go Zay Flowers over Garrett Wilson. Abraham, thanks so much, buddy. Thanks so much. I'm looking fly in those shades. Alex Alvarez, which are you top 3? I'd go Hill, Waddle, and I'd go Hill, Waddle, and Evans. Hill, Waddle, and Evans. Alex Alvarez. USMC, I'd go Alvin Kamara. USMC, I'd go Alvin Kamara. Thanks so much for the question. USMC, I'd go Alvin Kamara. Thanks so much for the question. Matthew, Jerome Ford for Ayuk. I wouldn't do the trade. I don't think you're getting enough. If you really need the running back, sure, but I don't really like it. Yes, Lexi Olivia, I am starting Montgomery tonight. Lexi Olivia, yes I am. Squealers, I wouldn't do that. I'd rather go with Zay Flowers. He would be my play. Cameron Bond, I'd go Godwin. Stop please, would you trade? Oh, I lost it. I lost that question. If we could get stop please back up here, I'd answer it. Jeter leader. I need 3. I'd go DK. I'd go DK. I'd go Devontae Adams, and I'd go Mike Evans. Jeter leader. I'd go DK, Devontae, and Mike Evans. For your 2 running backs, I'd go Kamara and I'd go Moss and Kyron Williams. KW1, I'd go Ridley. KW1, I'd go with Ridley. Chase Holdsman, do you do Hunter and Ridley for Diggs? No, I wouldn't. Thanks so much for the gift. Thanks so much for the confetti. Really appreciate that, Abraham. If you want to help me out answering some of these questions, all you got to do is subscribe. I'll turn you into a moderator, and that way you can help me out, and you can pin some of these questions if you are up for it. Travis McCoy, Watson and Moore trade for Cousins and Hopkins. I'd rather have Watson and Moore. Travis McCoy, I'd rather have Watson and Moore. Paul Love, I'd rather have Ridley. Paul Love, I'd rather have Ridley. Julian, I'd go Kirk Cousins. Julian, I'd go Kirk Cousins. I know Justin Fields has a good matchup, but I just don't trust him enough compared to Kirk Cousins. Thanks so much for the question, by the way. Mark Raymond, I'd go with Moss. Mark Raymond, I'd go with Moss. D.W. Lane, I'd go with Waller. I'd go with Waller. Matthew, I'd go Waddle and Myers. Matthew, I'd go Waddle and Myers. The reason I don't like Olave, it's Jameis Winston throwing him the ball. I actually like Aiden O'Connell more than I like Jameis Winston, believe it or not. Guys, we are an hour and a half into our show on YouTube. We are a half hour into our show on TikTok. We will be live every single day. D.W. Lane, thank you so much for subscribing. Wonderful to have you as a part of this community. Whether you're on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, it is so wonderful to have all of these followers, all of these subscribers every day. You guys are the best. Will Connor, I'd rather have... Will Connor, I do the trade. I think you might be giving up a little too much, but Will Connor, I like it. Will Connor, I like it. Thanks for the question. Cheese It, I'd go Sutton. Cheese It, I'd go with Sutton. Thanks for the questions, Cheese It. Frigid, trade away Moore and Mixon and Madison for Kamara and St. Brown. Frigid, I do it. For Kamara and Brown, I do it. Ding Dong 101, I'd go with DJ Moore, believe it or not. I'd go DJ Moore number 1 at the flex, just barely over Thielen. Thanks so much for the question, Ding Dong 101. Thanks for the question. Our moderators are working hard. If you guys ask a question, we will find it, and we will help you guys get answers. Our moderators are the best. Dylan, I'd go Deshaun Watson. Dylan, I'd go Deshaun Watson. Thanks for the question. Logan O'Malley, I think Christian Watson's worth a start for a number of people. I wouldn't pick up Kyler Murray. Mr. Lopez, I wouldn't pick up Kyler Murray. IP Shade 45, great to see you. Thanks for being with us tonight. Matthew, I have JJ, Myers, Olave, Waddle. Would you trade? Who would I trade for JT? Maybe I'd offer, I'd put an offer out there, Jacoby Myers. See if they bid on it. That's where I'd come out right now, at least. Romeo Dobbs or Josh Palmer. User 94. I'm going to go Romeo Dobbs. Just slightly. Chad, I'd go with Mostert. Chad Atelius, I'd go Mostert. Amanda, thanks so much for the question, Amanda. I'd go Montgomery. Amanda, I'd go with Montgomery over Laporta. The Packers have a worse run defense. They have a better pass defense. I would go with Montgomery. But thank you so much for the question. Shamond, I would go with... Oh, tough one. I'm going to lean slightly towards Stroud. Shamond, I'm going to lean towards Stroud, but I'm not crazy about it. Squealers, you're starting Montgomery? Yes, I am. I've got Eckler. Eckler would be number 1. Montgomery would be number 2. So Squealers, that's where I come out on it. Eckler would be 1 out of the group that you mentioned. Montgomery would be 2. Appreciate you. Hope you're having a great night, Squealers. Great to see you. Dante, I would go with Pickens. Dante, I would go with, I'd go with Pickens 1, Ford 2, I think. D.W. Lane, I have Pacheco, Brian Robinson, Rashawn White outside of Bijan. How do I get an RB2? You package 2 of them together, probably Pacheco and Rashad White, and see if you can upgrade. Though I really like Brian Robinson, actually. TikToker, James Cook for Tyler Lockett and Christian Kirk? Absolutely. Oh my goodness, absolutely. Sure, maybe Tyler Lockett isn't a lot of value in the future, but I don't know if James Cook's a lot of value in the future. So absolutely, I would make that move. Thanks so much for the question, TikToker. And thank you, moderators. You're doing a great job. Our moderators are pinning your questions. Rob, trade Kamara for Ridley? Yes, I would. Squealers, I love seeing everyone... Squealers, you're awesome. Squealers, I can't wait to see the picture of you in our shirt. Make sure you post that on Instagram. Can't wait to see it. Mark Gonzalez. Man, I really want to take Jacoby Myers this week, guys. You hear it, but I'll take Nico Collins for now. Mark Gonzalez, I'm on the fence, but I'll lean towards Collins for now. It's close, though. Gibbs or Moss? Ryan, I'd go with Moss. Thank you so much for the question. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you hit the follow button, whether you're watching on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick. Make sure you're a follower. We are building this amazing community of sports followers, sports fans, sports bettors, and fantasy sports owners. Make sure you're a member of this amazing community. Hit that follow button. Hit that subscribe button. Colin traded Trevor Lawrence and DJ Moore for Mike Evans. I don't like it. Bad trade. Bad trade. Sorry, Colin. Logan O'Malley. Watson and Addison for Swift. I'd rather have Watson and Addison if I'm being honest. Jacob, I'd start Mostert. Jacob Foco, I'd start Mostert. Chip Diamond. Tyreek Hill for Diggs and Sanders. What do you think? I think I'd rather still probably have Hill, but you're getting enough value back in exchange to make it a fair deal. But Chip, I'd still probably rather have Tyreek Hill. Appreciate the question, Chip. Hope you have a great night. Dante, I was offered Adams, Kittle, and Taylor for Barkley, Omari, and Evan Ingram. Should I do the trade? I think it's a fair trade for the moment. I think it's a decent deal. Dante. Jules, zero reason to spam here, guys. They're like three... Jules, I totally understand, but some people are just crazy. Appreciate you guys being with us. Make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you're a member of this community. Brent, Jones, Pacheco for Tony Pollard. I'd rather have Tony Pollard, but this is what I would say. Brent, you're now our new poster child. Guys, when you ask your question, if you could write the full name, I'm assuming that's Aaron Jones, but I don't know. Is it Zay Jones? I don't know. So which Jones is it, Brent? If you guys could write the full name, makes it really easy for me to answer your question and give you 100% accuracy on an answer. So, Brent, if it's Aaron Jones, I don't, it feels differently maybe. I traded Akers for Joe Burrow. Thoughts? I'd rather have Joe Burrow, Chance Parsons. I'd rather have Joe Burrow. Thanks so much for the hat. That's awesome. Thanks for the hat. Chance Parsons, though, I'd rather have Joe Burrow. Thanks for the question. Caleb, Cooper Kupp, Aaron Jones, 6th round pick for Higgins, Allen in a second. Caleb, I like the trade. Caleb, I really like the trade. Good job. Colin Morgan, I'd rather have Godwin and Achan right now. Colin, I'd rather have Godwin and Achan right now. George, would you trade James Cook for Rachaad White and Courtland Sutton? No. No, I wouldn't. I think you're not... Wait a minute. Are you getting Rachaad White and Sutton? If you're getting Rachaad White and Sutton, I would do the deal. If you're getting the two players, I would do the deal. Matthew got offered Olave for JT. I already have Jefferson, Myers. Oh, I lost it. We'll pin it later. IP Shade 45, Dynasty, Wilson and Young, or Olave and Purdy. Oh, IP Shade 45, you know what I'm going to say. Olave and Purdy. Olave and Purdy. Even with Jameis Winston throwing the ball, Olave and Purdy. IP Shade 45, whether it's this year, next year, future years, that's where I'm going for now. Matthew, I got offered Olave for JT. I have Justin Jefferson, Myers, and Waddle. Matthew, I actually think you're giving up too much value, believe it or not. Olave is right now performing like a top 10 wide receiver in the league, so I think you're giving up too much value, given we don't know what Justin Taylor is. I'd rather give up Jacoby Myers for Jonathan Taylor. But maybe the other owner won't do that. But I don't like giving up Olave right now. DW Lane, should I trade Pacheco and White for Kyron Williams? No. Ryan Dews. Do I trade Moss and DK for Ridley and Saquon? I'm okay with that trade. I'm okay with it. Kabir. Who would you start? I'd start Javonte Williams. Kabir Rana. I'd start Javonte Williams. Thanks so much for the question, guys. Jeremiah, I'm going to go Jordan Addison, but it's very close. But Jeremiah, I'm going to go Jordan Addison over Atwell. Thanks for the question, Jeremiah. If you guys want all of our bets every single day, here's what we're going to do. When we hit 20,000 likes, I'm going to give you guys 3 MLB game picks. When we hit 20,000 likes, I'm going to give you 3 MLB game picks. So something to shoot for. Ghost Pepper, Christian McCaffrey for Devontae Adams. I'm not trading Christian McCaffrey. I'm not trading him. I'm just not trading him. Sorry, not doing it. Thank you for the question, Ghost Pepper. Fields or Stroud? I'd go with Fields. Ricardo, I would go with Gibbs. Preston, I'd go T. Higgins. Thomas, I'd go Ridley. Luke Morse, I'd go with Luke Morse, I'd go Ridley. DeBears, who should I start? Oh, we lost you. Christian was offered Amon-Ra St. Brown, James Cook. Oh, lost you. DeBears, who should I start at the flex? I'd start Moss. DeBears, I'd start Moss. Thanks so much for the question. Appreciate you being a part of the community. Tyler, what about Gibbs tonight with Monty playing? I like Gibbs, not as much as Montgomery, but I do like Gibbs tonight. I do like him. Nicholas, I traded away Andrews for Higgins. My other wide receivers were Kupp, Puka, Dante. I had Mike Williams. I get the trade, Nicholas. I understand. Look towards the waiver wire. Try to pick up somebody that's a good substitute there. Appreciate all of you guys being with us every single day. If you want all of my sports bets every single day, just DM me on Instagram, Buttfumble Sports on Instagram. You can get all of my bets there every single day. Squealers, I'd go Deshaun Watson. Squealers, I'd go Watson. Andrew, I'd rather have Swift and St. Brown. I'd rather have Swift and St. Brown, believe it or not. They're good enough. User 1192, I'd go Joe Burrow. I'd go Joe Burrow. Justin, Casanova Kenny, I'd go with Burrow. Casanova Kenny, I'd go with Burrow. Thanks so much for the question, Casanova Kenny. I'd go with Joe Burrow. Moderators, you're doing a great job. Keep pinning those tweets. Sal, thanks so much for the hat, Michael. Sal, I'm not crazy. Jordan Love under the fantasy points. I assume yes. I think yes. So I'm not betting it, but Sal, I would like the under on it. Will Connor, who do you think I should try and get for Mostert? I'm out on him. I don't know why you're out on him. He just had a monster game. He just showed you a ton of production. Between Jacobs and Mostert, I'd go with Mostert this week. Christian was offered Amon-Ra St. Brown and Cook for Stevenson or Stevenson for Diggs and Najee. Okay, Amon-Ra St. Brown and Cook for Diggs and Najee, but I'm actually not that crazy about it. Thanks, Christian. Thanks for the question. Answering all the questions. If I've answered your question, make sure you guys follow. If you guys are watching, make sure you follow. If Montgomery is playing tonight, do I start him over Algier or Johnson? Yes. I'd rather start Montgomery tonight. Which defense should I start, Bucks or Browns? Ooh, really tough. I'm going to lean slightly towards the Browns because they've been playing so well, but Bucks going up against Jameis Winston is appealing. Adam Schwartz, Fields, Stevenson, Kyron Williams, Moss, Tyreek, Chase, Terry. Love the team, love the team, love the team. Adam Schwartz, great team you got there. Good job. Ryan, Moss will degrees. All right. Goff or Dak? Danny, I'd go with Goff. I'd go with Goff. I think Dak could have a tough game against the Patriots defense, actually. Woo! Appreciate you guys. Marco, I'd go Javonte Williams. Thanks for the question. Moderators, you're doing a great job. Lamar, Walker, Madison, Kupp, Higgins, Ayuk, Puka. Should I be worried? Yes. I hate your team. Madison's a disaster. Kupp's not playing yet. So, I don't like the team, Matthew. I think you're a mess. Yeah, Will, the moment I got into that, I was like, yeah, I'm over that shit. You knew it. Will Connor, you knew it. Tristan, I'd go Pacheco. Tristan Coates, I'd go Pacheco. Funky B Money, 22, I'd go Kelsey. Come on. Miss Swift is going to be at MetLife Stadium this week. We love Travis Kelsey. Come on. How do you not like Kelsey this week? Will Connor, I don't think Ryan got the hint. I don't think he realized we were having a laugh with him. Should I claim Garrett Wilson or T. Higgins? I'd claim T. Higgins. I wouldn't drop Kirk or Robinson, though. I love T. Higgins, but I wouldn't drop those two. Pick 2. Gibbs, Swift, Ford. I'd go Ford, and I'd go Swift. Swift and Ford. Moderators, keep pinning those tweets for those who contribute. I appreciate it. Ryan, appreciate you, man. Ricardo, should I play Jacoby Myers and Tank Dell this week instead of Mike Evans? No. Right now, I'm leaning towards Jacoby Myers and Mike Evans. Ricardo, Jacoby Myers and Mike Evans. Burrow or Richardson, I'd go Joe Burrow. Thanks so much for the question. Posty, Belichick going to shut down CeeDee Lamb. It's Christian Gonzalez that's going to shut down CeeDee Lamb, defensive rookie of the month. He looked really good. I don't think he'll shut him down, but I do think they're going to do a good job containing CeeDee Lamb. I think it's Tony Pollard that could ultimately cause problems for the Patriots defense. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. Appreciate you guys supporting the show. Make sure that you guys hit that follow button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're a member of this amazing community. Every single day we're answering your questions. So tap that screen. Hit that follow button. When we hit 20,000 likes, I'm giving you 3 MLB picks. We were perfect on our MLB picks yesterday. It was one of our best sports betting days ever in terms of baseball. Really, in terms of Butt Fumble Sports' history, was an amazing day. We actually, with all the parlays that we put together, we actually hit 29 bets in a row. That was a real thing. 29 bets in a row between our money line picks and our parlays. So I hope you guys do hit us up on Instagram, Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. DM us to get all of our bets. That said, 20,000 likes on TikTok, 3 MLB picks. Birdman, I would trade. No, I wouldn't. I would not do that trade. Birdman, I would not do that trade. Diego Gonzalez, Brian Robinson. Funky B Money, I'd do Kittle. Funky B Money, I'd go with Kittle. Moderators, feel free to continue to pin. Yep. Foul Habits. First of all, Foul Habits, that's an awesome name. Foul Habits, I'd go Christian Kirk and I'd go Palmer. Foul Habits, I'd go Christian Kirk and I'd go Palmer. Just barely over Brown. Thanks so much for the question, Foul Habits. Have a great night. Hockey Bro, I'd go with McLaurin, believe it or not. Hockey Bro 1, I'd go McLaurin, just barely over Johnston. MacGyver. Trade Henry and Jacoby Myers for Puka. I'd rather have Henry and Myers. MacGyver, I'd rather have Henry and Myers. Thanks so much for the question. Hope you're having a great night. Appreciate you guys being with us. Hope you guys are enjoying your evening and are excited about this great NFC North Friday night football game. Big Hawk, I'd go Mark Andrews. Big Hawk, I'd still go with Mark Andrews. I know he's got a tough matchup, but I think I'd prefer Andrews. Both of them have tough matchups this week. Thanks so much for the question, Big Hawk. Our moderators are looking for those that contribute, follow, and subscribe to the show. They're going to pin your tweet, so if you guys contribute, easy way to get noticed. That way we can pin you guys and get you up on with the question answered. Love or Watson, I'd go with Watson. Love or Watson, I'd go Watson. Posty, I'd go Amari Cooper. Mr. Nice Guy. Ridley and Madison for Walker. It's an okay trade. I probably like Ridley the most out of that group. But if you need the upgrade at running back, Walker's a good one. So Mr. Nice Guy, I'm okay with that deal. Thanks for asking the question, Mr. Nice Guy. You certainly have been a great supporter of the show. Rate my team. Herbert, McCaffrey, Kyron Williams. Thanks so much, Abraham. Herbert, McCaffrey, Williams, Lamb, Waddle, Hawkinson, Pittman, Bass, and the Chiefs defense. Really like it. Really like that team. Think it's an A- team right now. Really solid. Connor, Montgomery, Addison, Dell, or London. Montgomery would probably be my number 1. Landon Wilson. Then should I drop Pittman or Waller and claim Higgins? Man. I'd probably drop Waller if you already have Kelsey. Yeah. Appreciate you guys hitting that like button as many times as you do. When we get up to 20,000 likes, we're going to give out some MLB picks today. So keep tapping that screen. Let's get up to 20,000 likes. We're going to give out some MLB picks. If you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, you can see all of the picks that we have up on the screen so far, all of our bets. But if you want to get all of our bets, no matter the platform, no matter the time of day, no matter the day of the week, they are all on the SHARPZ app. So make sure that you DM us, Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. I'll hook you guys up with a link and a referral code for the SHARPZ app. Brooke Hurley, I'd go David Montgomery. Thanks so much for the question. I hope you're having a great night, Brooke. Moderators, you guys are doing a great job. Thank you guys so much for helping me out with all these questions. James O'Byrne, start Love or Watson? I'd go with Watson. Why do I say Watson? I think Love actually has a tough matchup tonight. I think he could have a decent game in the passing game, but I think he throws a pick. I think he gets sacked a couple times. I think I like Watson a little bit more. I like the momentum that he gained out of last week's game. I actually really also, I'm just a little bit more favorable on the matchup as well. Just looking at the opportunity that he has. Deshaun Watson playing against the Baltimore Ravens this week. They have a banged up defense. So I'm just going to lean towards Watson just a little bit. Thanks so much for the question. Simon de Chipmunk, I'd go with Mostert. Simon de Chipmunk, I'd go with Mostert. Thanks so much for the question, Simon. We're also answering questions on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. So fire away with those. JP, you like either Montgomery or Reynolds anytime touchdown? The anytime touchdowns that I have tonight are Gibbs and Montgomery. Outside of that, I'm not betting any of them. Maybe Christian Watson would be the other. PPR League, Mostert, obviously Aaron Jones too, but PPR League, Mostert, trade for Diggs. I'd be okay with that one. I would be okay with that one. Laporta or Hawkinson, you gotta go Hawkinson. You gotta go Hawkinson. Barely positive, I'd go Metcalf and Kamara. Barely positive, I'd go Metcalf and Kamara. Thanks so much for the question, Barely Positive. Thanks so much for being a great viewer. Appreciate all those loyal viewers of the show. If you're watching and you're new to the content, new to Butt Fumble Sports, hit that follow button, everybody. Make sure you follow us. We're live every single day answering your fantasy questions, your sports betting questions, your DFS questions. So if you're watching on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, make sure you're a part of this community. Hit that follow button. Hit that subscribe button. Jacob Rodriguez. Safe to start Mostert and Achane? I don't think so, but if you wanted to, you could. I don't think it's necessarily safe to start both. I think Achane definitely is a backup running back at this point. Thank you guys so much for helping me hit my live goal. Again, when we hit 20,000 likes, I'm going to give out some MLB game picks. So let's get up to 20,000 likes on TikTok, and we will give out some MLB game picks, everybody. JP, do we know if Jair Alexander is playing? Still keeping our eyes out on that one. Do you think this happens to Moss when JT comes back? I think JT could get traded, so Moss still may have value. I wouldn't give him up just yet. Gerard, thank you for subscribing. Gerard, welcome to the Butt Fumble Sports community. You are a butt fumbler, buddy. Welcome to the community. Casanova Kenny, rate my team. Burrow, Walker, Kamara, Kelsey, Metcalf, Evan, Chiefs, Flowers. Really like it, Casanova Kenny. Think you are in for a win this week, Casanova Kenny. Really, really like it. You've got some of the players I love this week. Great question. Thank you for being a part of the show. Casanova Kenny, thank you so much. Hockey Bro, rate the team. Really like it. Really like it. Not as crazy about maybe Goddard, but overall think it's a good team. Think you're going to win, Hockey Bro. Really like it. In a 12-man PPR, you crushed it, dude. Crushed it. DW Lane, I'd go with Waller. DW Lane, I'd go with Waller. Luke, I'd go with Hunter Henry. Oh, no, Luke, I'd go Musgrave. Luke, I think I lean slightly towards Musgrave, just barely. Traded Nico and Pitts for Davis and Goddard. Full PPR. Thoughts? It's okay. I'm not crazy about it, Brecken. It's okay. It's a fair trade, but I'm not crazy about it. Drew, 7382. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Believe it or not, Drew, I'd go with Justin Fields. I can't believe I'm saying it. Maybe you don't believe me. Maybe you want to go with CJ Stroud instead. But according to the stats, that's the best one. I'd go Achane. James, I'd go Achane. I'd go Achane. Thanks so much for the question. Sal, if you want my favorite player prop bets tonight, you can see them on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick. They are live on our screen. A few of the ones we've given out so far. Jordan Love over 19.5 completions. Jordan Love over half an interception. Luke Musgrave over 36.5 receiving yards. A few that we like. If you want all of my bets every day, go to the SHARPZ app or hit me up on Instagram. Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. I'll share a link with you guys. You can get every single bet that I make every single day. So just DM me on Instagram. Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. That way you never miss a show, never miss a pick, never miss anything. So that way you get everything that you need every day. Do I trade Puka and Evan Ingram for Jamar Chase? Yes, I do. Ao, yes, I would. Yes, I would. Ao, yes, I would. Love the question. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Mr. Lopez. I trade Williams for ETN. I do it, Mr. Lopez. Parker Bledsoe, you doing this trade? Waddle and Gibbs for Ford and Mixon. Parker, if I'm getting Waddle and Gibbs, absolutely. Absolutely. FBG, yeah, I think it's okay. FBG, yes, I do. Mr. Nice Guy, I go Achan. I do not trust the running game of the Minnesota Vikings at all. Remember, Cam Akers is there now. Don't trust it. Thanks for the question, Mr. Nice Guy. Appreciate all those who have hit that follow button. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that follow button, everybody. Make sure you tap that screen and hit that follow button. Love to add a bunch of new followers for the show today. Up. We got to pause it. Monty, Ford, or Rachaad White. I'm going to lean slightly towards Montgomery, just barely over Ford, but it's very, very close. Very, very close. Let's get our sponsor back up here. SHARPZ, really appreciate them sponsoring the show. Wonderful to have so many of you guys with us. Gerard, should I trade Stroud and Taylor for Higgins and Palmer? No, I actually wouldn't. I like Higgins. I'm not as high on Palmer, so Gerard, I wouldn't necessarily do that. Thanks for the question, Gerard. Thanks so much for the question. Kyle Klein, TikTokers get to liking. Yeah, I know, dude. Let's get those likes. Kyle Klein wants some MLB picks, so he's waiting on those 20,000 likes. Luna, I like Higgins. Brandon, I'm going to lean just slightly towards Freiermuth. Swift or Gibbs, I'd go with Swift. Hollywood Brown or Madison. Man, I dislike both of them. I'll go Hollywood Brown, but I dislike both of them. Adam, Pierce, Godwin, or Judy. Adam, I'm going to go with Godwin, I think. Barely. Doc McLovin, I would go with Mostert. I'd go with Mostert over Stevenson. Doc McLovin, I'd go Mostert over Stevenson. Thanks so much for the question. Jack Farrell, I'd go Musgrave. Isaiah, Isaiah Bolin, I'd be okay with that trade. I'm okay with that trade. Tyler the Kid, I'd go with Ridley. No, Tyler the Kid, I'm going to go Moss and Henry. Straight shooter, I'm going to go Ridley. 129, I'm going to go Ridley. Thanks so much for the question. If you guys haven't done so, make sure you hit the follow button. Whether you're watching on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, make sure you hit that follow button. That way you never miss our show. We're live every single day. Straight shooter, thanks so much for the question. We're going Ridley on that one. Thanks so much, straight shooter. By the way, big shout out to our moderators. Everybody, big shout out to our moderators. Thank you guys so much for helping us out. Really appreciate it. Liz knows what she's doing. She's doing a great job being a moderator. Liz, you're crushing it. Thank you so much. You're making this show go so smooth. I really appreciate you. By the way, if you guys want to be moderators, we have one more spot. If you guys want to be a moderator for subscribers, I think we have one more spot. All you have to do is subscribe. Swazzy, I'd go with Kirk, and I'd go with... Oh, I lost the question. We'll get back to it, though. I'd rather have Stevenson. Bo Weatherford, I think I'd rather still have Stevenson. Thanks so much for the question, Bo Weatherford. Thanks so much for the question. I'd rather go Stevenson, though. Yo, butt fumble, crazy play tonight. Amon-Ra St. Brown, don't like him. Laporta, don't like him. Lions, +3.5, like it. David, +40, like it. Aaron Jones, +40, like it. I'm not as high on Amon-Ra St. Brown as some folks, but Ozzy, I think it's an interesting play. Rooting for you, buddy, rooting for you. Travis, should I trade Sutton and Hunt for Anthony Richardson? Ooh, Travis, I like it. Travis, I like the trade. Really like it. Guys, we have been live now for 2 hours on YouTube. We have been live for 1 hour on TikTok. And guess what? We're still going. We're not done yet, folks. We've got another hour to go at least. So make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you subscribe. And by the way, everybody, we have gone over 20,000 likes on TikTok. So everybody, we have some MLB picks to give out. Thank you guys so much for hitting us up, getting us up to over 20,000 likes on TikTok. Really appreciate the support you guys show us every single day. Okay, we're going to take the Dodgers on the money line. Obvious play, Dodgers on the money line. Also take Dodgers minus 1.5. Those are a couple of easy ones just to knock out. Get those both on the board. That way we can just get things started. I'm also going to take the Braves on the money line. I think the Braves are going to continue to be crushers of the dreams of the Chicago Cubs. So I'll also take the Braves on the money line. There are a couple picks just to get you guys started. Next one I am going to go with, I'm taking the Marlins on the money line. I am taking the Marlins on the money line. So those are 4 picks that we just gave out. Dodgers money line, Dodgers minus 1.5, Braves money line, Marlins on the money line. I think Marcus Stroman might give up some runs in that one. So that's just a note on that. Might give up some runs. Appreciate all you guys joining us. I'll give out one more MLB pick when we get to 25,000 likes. How about that? Should I start Palmer over Flowers? No. I'd rather start Zay Flowers still. I'd still rather start Zay Flowers over Josh Palmer. Blake Clark. I would go with Pitts. Believe it or not, Blake, I can't believe it. I hate it, but I'd go with Pitts. Taka Games. I'd go with Pacheco. Taka Games. I'd go with Pacheco. Diego Gonzalez. I'd rather have Kelsey, Ridley, and Jacobs. George. I have Kyron, but I'm worried about Jonathan Taylor. Might be traded to the Rams. You can't worry that far in advance about it. You just got to ride it. Michael, I'd go DJ Moore. Thanks for the question. Appreciate our moderators pinning those questions. So great to have all of you guys with us every single day. If you guys have questions about DFS, sports betting, fantasy football, here to help you guys out every single day. I'd go Jack. I'd go Jerome Ford. George, we answered that one. I wouldn't be too worried about it just yet, George. By the way, if you guys want to make sure your question gets answered, just contribute to the show. Our moderators will be looking for that little icon next to your name. Doesn't need to be a lot. If you guys just contribute a rose or whatever, we find you right away and we pin your question. User 85, I'd go Evans. Thanks so much for the question. Really appreciate you asking. George Z, I'd go Derrick Henry. Oh, would you trade? Yes, I would. George Z, I would make that deal. George Z, yes, I would. Patel. Drewville Patel. I would go Watson and I'd go Moore. Watson and Moore. Mr. Nice Guy, I'd go Pacheco. Okay, how about this? When we get up to... This is going to be a challenge, guys. I'm not going to make this easy. When we get up to 30,000 likes, I'm going to do a rip of questions without the moderator. We're going to give the moderator a break for a couple of minutes. When we get up to 30,000 likes on TikTok, I'm going to answer everybody's question. So the moderator and the pinned tweets will take a couple breaks, but that's at 30,000 likes. Terry McLaurin or Elijah Moore. I'd rather start Terry McLaurin just barely, I think, but it's close. Over Elijah Moore, it's close. Aaron Jones a starter? Yes, I think, but really in a flex or RB2. Michael, sell high on Mostert? You could, but I value Mostert, so I wouldn't give him up just yet. Zero nonsense. I'm going to lean slightly towards Stevenson, just barely. 0 cents, I'm going to go towards Stevenson. Jay, I'd go with Raheem Mostert. Thanks so much for the question, Jay. Again, at 30,000 likes on TikTok, we're going to give our moderators a 5-minute break, and I'm just going to rip through your questions rapid fire style. Seabass or Sabas, I would go with Moss. Sabas or Oh, you're saying bench one. Sorry, I missed the question. If I'm benching one, I would probably bench Tank Dell, believe it or not. I'd probably bench Tank Dell, Sabas. Gabe, I'd go Zach Moss. Zabe, I'd go Zach Moss. Thanks for the question, Sabas. Barely positive, I'd go Hollywood Brown. Name, I'd rather have A.J. Brown. Name, I'd go with for A.J. Brown. Thanks for the question, Name. JP, Reynolds over 3 receptions. I talked about it earlier. In our pre-show show, the implied probability suggests the over is a good play. I'm not going to bet it. I don't have great confidence, but the implied probability does say it's a good play. Jonathan Carpenter, very, very nice of you to ask. I'm doing better. I appreciate you. I've got football on. How could I be sick today? Colton Secret, I'll go Kyle Pitts. I hate it, but Colton Secret, I'll go Kyle Pitts. D.W. Lane, I'll go Godwin and Metcalf. D.W. Lane, I'll go Godwin and Metcalf. Emmanuel, I will go with... I'd rather have Kamara and Zay Flowers. Emmanuel, I'd rather have Kamara and Zay Flowers. Again, at 30,000 likes, we're going to do a rapid fire without the pinned questions. So if you're not subscribing, if you're not contributing to the show, make sure you're tapping the screen because I'm more likely to answer your question once we get up to 30,000 likes in that rapid fire mode. Brandon Da. I would go with Watson. Brandon Da, I'd go with Watson. Thanks so much for the question, Brandon. Patel, pick 3. Etienne, Walker, Mostert. Etienne, Walker, Mostert. Those would be the 3. Should I start Jones? Austin, it's okay. Brenna Ford, I would go with Aaron Jones in that case. Make sure you guys hit that follow button no matter the platform. TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Kick. Make sure you're following right now. Make sure you're a follower of Butt Fumble Sports. If you're watching on YouTube and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe right now. We're live every day on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Kick. There is not one day of 2023 I won't be live. I will come on live for a minute, 2 minutes if I have to. I'll come on live from the hospital. I'll come on live from the DMZ. There will never be a day I miss. So make sure you hit the follow button. That way you never miss our show, the conversation, the content. Make sure you hit the follow button. Henry, is Puka a must start? I think he's a good start. Must start. Depends on who else you have, but I do like him, Henry. I do like him. We have hit 30,000 likes. Moderators, take a break. Moderators, give yourself a break. I'll let you know when we're going to come back. Moderators, think I'm gonna give you guys a break. Rapid fire time. All the questions on TikTok. Rapid fire for those watching on TikTok. Don't worry, YouTube. I'll get back to you in a minute as well. But rapid fire right now because we had 30,000 likes. Are you guys ready to go? Let's go. Sit 1, I'd sit Gainwell. Duffel bag, I'd sit Gainwell. Super Pants, I'd go Ayuk. Julius, I'd go with Thielen, believe it or not. Jameson, I'd go with Burrow. I'd go with Burrow. Tyler, any trade ideas for Ken Walker? I'd keep him. Matthew, Christian Kirk, Dobbs, London. Matthew Navarro, I'd go Christian Kirk. Fernando Villa, should I keep White or Pacheco all year? I'd keep Pacheco. Fernando Villa, I'd keep Pacheco. I would trade White, I'd keep Pacheco. Josh Rainey, I'd start Gibbs. Austin Thompson, I'd start Watson. Jackson, I'd start DJ Moore. Paige, thanks so much for watching. I'd go with Ayuk, and I'd go with Gibbs. Ayuk and Gibbs, Paige. Carter Hall, I'd go with Zach Moss. Thanks so much for the question. Dirty Dan, I do like Watson in the flex. Colton Secret, I'd go Kyle Pitts. Jonathan Carpenter, thanks so much for being such a loyal viewer. Would you trade Walker, the third, and Flowers for A.J. Brown and Pierce? The answer is yes, I would. Jonathan. It's a fair trade, but it's also a trade I'd make. Caden, I'd go Calvin Ridley. Cryptic, Ayuk, Gibbs, Stevenson, I'd go Ayuk. Cryptic, I'd go Ayuk. Cooper Myers, I'd go Swift. Geronimo Flores, I would go with... If I'm benching two, I'm probably benching Flowers and D-Hop, believe it or not. Pilot T, I would rather have Russ against the Bears. Devin, I'd go Metcalf. Devin, I'd go Metcalf over Dell. Drew, 73-82. Josh Reynolds has a better implied probability on the over, but I'm not as crazy about it. I think it's a good play. It's not one that I'm going to bet, though. Liz, thanks so much. I'm going to definitely get you back to being a moderator in a minute. But first, I'm continuing to rip through these questions for everybody because we hit 30,000 likes. Dylan, I'd go Justin Fields. Tucker, I'd go Henry and Gibbs. Tucker, I'd go Henry and Gibbs. BNLM star. BNLM star. I'd go Hawkinson. Hawkinson over Laporta. James asks Gibbs or Mostert. James, I'd go with Mostert. Mostert over Gibbs. Start 2, wide receiver and flex. I'd go Justin Jefferson. I'd go Pittman and I'd go Higgins. Jefferson, Pittman, and Higgins would be the 3. JP, thoughts on Love over completions? You know I like it. It's already up on my board right now. If you can't see it, completions up on my board as we speak. BDB, I'd go Freiermuth. BDB, I'd go Freiermuth. Jacob, I'd go Chase. Jacob Heffley, I'd go with Chase over Pittman. Thanks so much for the question. Jay, I'd rather have Brown and Gibbs. Jay, I'd rather have Brown and Gibbs. Muzzy, I'd rather start Gibbs. Muzzy, I'd rather start Gibbs over Dameon Pierce. Thanks so much for the question, Muzzy. Joe Dawn, I'd lean slightly towards Goff, I think. I'm not crazy about it. I can go either way on this one, Joe Dawn. I'm not crazy about it. Bit of a coin flip for me. Blake Bailey, CeeDee Lamb, Kenneth Walker for Eckler and Ridley. I'd rather have Eckler and Ridley when the dust settles on the injuries. Waffles. Oh, man, I'd love some waffles right now. Waffles, I'll go with Christian Kirk. Puka, will Puka do good? I think Puka will have a good start. Yep. Perry, I'd rather go with Zach Moss. Alejandro Salas. Trade Breece Hall for Madison and Godwin? Yes, I would. Not really. I'd rather get more because I don't like Madison, but I like Godwin. Mike, I'd rather start Higgins this week. Mike Vesio, I'd rather go Higgins over Addison. Higgins over Addison. User 62, I'd go Pat Freiermuth. FBGJJ, I'd go Montgomery. Taka Games, Elijah Moore, Michael Thomas, Jordan Addison, DJ Chark. I would rather go with Elijah Moore or Addison, believe it or not. Appreciate you guys being with us. Make sure you guys hit that follow button. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're a part of this amazing community. We are live every single day, so make sure that you guys follow. Make sure that you guys are a part of this amazing community. So great to have all of you guys with us. Make sure you guys are followers. We are going to do rapid fire for a few more minutes, and then I'll set a new like goal for you guys to hit. Dylan, I go Achan. Jack, I go Swift. West Ave, I'd go Tank Dell, I think. Johnny, I'd go Zach Moss. Johnny Abadi, I'd go Zach Moss. Barely Positive, I think I'd go with Amari Cooper, but it's close. Colinetto, I'd go Collins. Elijah, I'd go Roshan Johnson. Lord Farquaad, I'd go Zeke. MG Mike 94, I'd go Pittman. Solo Bowl, I'd go Purdy. Willie, I'd go Dameon Pierce. Billy O Jazz, I'd go Gino. Billy O Jazz, I'd go Gino. Posty 707, I'd go Gino. Jeff Costa, should I trade Tank Dell and Roshan for James Cook? No, you're not getting enough value back. John Gonzalez, Lamb, Jacoby, Atwell, Collins, Judy, bench 2. I'd bench Collins and I'd bench Atwell for the moment. CK, I'd go Kyron Williams. Jordy Alejandro, I would bench Nico Collins. Ramir Williams, I really like Joe Burrow this week. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. Okay, moderators, we're asking for your help again. Moderators, we just did a rip of questions for everybody, but moderators, we're asking for pinned tweets again. So if you guys contribute to the show, we're going to pin your tweet. We'll answer your question. We're going to focus for the next few minutes on those who contribute to the show. So make sure you guys contribute to the show. Caden, I would go with George Pickens. Caden, I'd go with Pickens. Caden Hardcastle, I'd go Pickens. Thanks so much for the question, Caden. Moderators, thanks so much for helping me out. You're doing a great job. Willie, I'd go Jordan Addison. Willie, I'd go Jordan Addison. Thanks so much for the question, Willie. Funky B Money, I'd go Christian Kirk. I wouldn't do that deal. I would start Kirk and Moss out of that group. I think Gibbs will have a good game. I'm just goated. Yep. Tank or Stevenson? Tank Dell or Stevenson? I'm going to go with Stevenson just barely. Do I like Amon-Ra St. Brown this week? I'm not crazy about him. I think he goes under his receiving yard, under his receptions total. So actually, I'm taking his under receptions yard total. Georgie, appreciate you. You know I'm grinding here. Appreciate all of you guys. If you guys appreciate the grind of Butt Fumble Sports, make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you contribute to the show. You know we grind every single day. Make sure that you show your support for the show. We really appreciate it, everybody. Really appreciate it. DJ Ransom, start 3. I would start Flowers, Kirk, and Dell. No. I'd start Flowers, Kirk, and Thielen. Flowers, Kirk, and Thielen. DJ Ransom, I'd start Flowers, Kirk, and Thielen. Thanks for the question. IP Shade 45, thanks for helping me moderate. Liz, thanks for helping moderate. I'd go with Watson tonight. Brandon Brasher, I'd go with Watson tonight. Thanks so much for the question. Gangsta Boy, should I trade Swift, Edwards, London? Yeah, I'm okay with that. Gangsta Boy, I'd do that. Cash, I'd go Trevor Lawrence. Cash, I'd go Trevor Lawrence. Kamara or Jacobs? I'm going to lean just slightly, I think, towards Jacobs. Maybe just slightly. Should I trade Stevenson and Jamison Williams for Gabe Davis and Breece Hall? I'd rather have Stevenson and Jamison Williams. I'd rather have Stevenson and Jamison Williams. Thanks so much for the questions. Hunter Henry. To answer the question, smiley face, Hunter Henry. Moderators, you guys are doing a great job. Thanks so much for the question. Guys, when we get up to 50,000 likes, we'll do another rip without the moderators. 50,000 likes. Andres, Chase and Waller for Jefferson. Yeah, I'm okay with... I would ask for a little bit more. I'd ask for Jefferson plus something else, if I'm being honest. Thank you for the question, Andres. I'd ask for a little bit more, though. Appreciate all those who are with us every single day. Hope you guys are loving the content, hitting that follow button. Moderators, we are still pinning questions now, but when we get up to 50,000 likes, I'll give you guys a few minutes off. Jay Paris, I'd rather have Swift. Jackson, I'd go Debo. Jackson, Debo. Moderators, if they contribute to the show or they're subscribers, we want to make sure we pin them to say thank you. Willie, pick 2. Bijan, Pierce, Brian Robinson. Up, we lost you. We'll get it back. Jackson, I'd go with Debo. Thanks so much for the question, Jackson. Jackson, I got you. Willie, pick 2. Yeah, Willie, I'd go Bijan and I'd go Pierce. Willie, Bijan and Pierce just barely over Robinson. Willie, I'd go Bijan and Pierce. Thanks so much for the question. Alan, thanks for helping us get close to that end of the live goal. Close to getting that live goal. Really appreciate it, Alan. We're only a few away. Thanks so much, Alan. Really appreciate it. It is awesome to have all of you guys with us every single day. If you guys are following, subscribing, or giving us some gifts, we are pinning your question and answering right away. Jamie, I'm going to lean towards Aaron Jones just slightly, but it's very close, Jamie. It's very, very close. Thank you guys so much for helping me hit my live goal. We are also close to our subscriber goal of 80 total subscribers. Pretty crazy that we almost have 80 subscribers on TikTok. Wonderful to have so many people joining this community every single day. DJ Ransom, I'd go Kyron Williams. DJ Ransom, I'd go Williams just barely. Thanks so much for the gift, guys. Really appreciate it. DJ, thanks for the question. Georgie, would you trade Lawrence and Javonte for Burrow? No. Georgie, no, I wouldn't. Romeo Doubs, over 5 targets. JP, targets? Are we betting on targets? Junior! Love seeing our little emojis in there. Pretty cool. If you guys are a subscriber, you can use those emojis. I love seeing those. Squealers, I'd go with Drake London. Squealers, I'd go with Drake London. Thanks so much for the question. Jans just resubscribed. What's up, Jans? Thanks so much for resubscribing, Yoni. Liz, yeah, Liz. Don't you love those? We've got the butt punt. We have the Chandler Jones, Mac Jones play. We have the Josh Allen hurdle. We've got Deebo Samuel. And by the way, those are all shirts that we have. So if you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, you can get those same images on a shirt looking good. Moderators, we are still answering the questions of those that contribute and subscribe. So feel free to pin some questions for those that contribute, subscribe. We are definitely here to help you guys out. So feel free to pin those questions. We will answer those. I am just starting this new subscriber goal because Jans just crushed it. Thanks so much, Jans. Broncos or Bears? IP Shade 45. You got to take the Broncos on the money line. I would take the Broncos to cover at -2.5. But after that, I might take the Bears at like +4.5, +5.5, +6.5. So I'm kind of living on the edge thinking this is a 3-point game. AJ, thanks so much for your first gift, buddy. Great to have you as a part of the show. User, Javonte Williams or Gibbs at flex, full PPR. Very close. I'm going to lean slightly towards Williams, just barely. It's very close. I like both of them, but I'm going to lean towards Williams, I think, just barely. Because David Montgomery is back and going to have a big influence. User, I just sit there a little bit. Thanks so much for the question. IP Shade 45, I got you on that one. Broncos on the money line. Broncos on the money line. Appreciate all the questions. When we get up to 50,000 likes, we are gonna give the moderators a break, and I'll answer everybody's question. So if you don't want to subscribe, if you don't want to give a gift, just tap that screen at 50,000 likes. We will get back to your questions. DJ Ransom, why Kirk over Tank Dell? Better matchup. Christian Kirk has a good matchup against the Falcons. Tank Dell is the tougher matchup against the Steelers. The matchup is the reason for me. Thanks for the question, though. Appreciate all you being with us. Joe McBride, I'm going to lean slightly towards Romeo Doubs. Joe McBride, I'll lean slightly towards Romeo Doubs. Again, I prefer the matchup. Lions secondary more vulnerable. At 50,000 likes, remember, we go back to rapid fire for a couple minutes. Alan Simpson. That looks good on me, buddy. That looks good on me. Brandon Miller, trade Mixon and Lockett for Cook and Hollywood Brown. Brandon Miller, I'd rather have Mixon and Lockett. Brandon Miller, I'd rather have Mixon and Lockett. Thanks so much for the question. Mr. Nice Guy, sit one. I'd sit Achan. I'd sit him. Raul, Dell, Sutton, Achan. I would play Dell and Sutton. I think Achan's not going to have as big a week this week. FBG, pick 2. I would go with Montgomery and Stevenson. FBG, I'd go Montgomery and Stevenson. Lorenzo, I would go with Kirk Cousins. Lorenzo, I'd go with Kirk Cousins. Liz, leave that up there for a minute. Liz, leave that up there. Liz is doing a great job moderating, everybody. Liz is doing a great job moderating. She's done a brilliant job. We've gotten to a ton of your questions and will continue to. So everybody, respect Liz. Liz, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys saying thank you to Liz as well. Liz, you're doing a great job. Appreciate it. let's get back to answering some questions. But guys, take note of Liz's comment. We will make sure we get to your questions, so don't worry about it. Raul, I'd go with Pacheco. Raul, I'd go with Pacheco. If you guys are watching on YouTube, I'm still answering your questions, so don't fire back. Don't stop. Goff or Burrow? I'd go Burrow. I'd go Burrow. La Cub, Liz. Yeah, La Cub. Great to see you, buddy. John, 316 cards. I would go with Mostert and Pollard. I'd go with Mostert and Pollard. John, 316 cards, Mostert and Pollard. Thanks for the question. JP, just curious on why you like the Love completions pick. Because the run game is going to be compromised. The Lions are better against the run. I think that means Love throws more. I think he's going to have a lot of easy completions, dump-off passes. So I like him getting to 20 completions. Joe, I would go with Godwin. Joe Modelos. Joe Modelos, I'd go with Godwin. Sorry for butchering your name. Thanks so much for the question. IP Shade 45 is letting Alan Simpson know. Alan Simpson, let us know what your question is. We're looking for it, buddy. Maybe you want to write it again. We'll look for it. Joe, thanks so much for the question, buddy. Appreciate it. FBG, you know we got you. Zingsty, I'd go Christian Kirk. Zingsty, I'd go Christian Kirk. Okay, guys, we hit 50,000 likes. Moderators, time out, moderators. Take a break. Moderators, take a break. Moderators, I'll see you back here at, let's say, 6:35. At 6:35, we'll go back to moderators. But no more moderators for the minute. Alan, I'll get to you. We'll do Chris Godwin on that one. Chris Godwin. Okay, we're going to do rapid fire right now for everybody. Rapid fire right now for everybody. Junior, I love seeing our emojis in there. Awesome. Okay, are you guys ready for rapid fire? Why Kirk? Better matchup. Zingsty, better matchup. Hollywood Browns got the 49ers. Okay, I'm going to take a quick drink, let you guys get your questions in, and then I'll fire, okay? Okay. Rapid fire in 3, 2, 1, and go. Arturo, I'd go Tank Dell. Arturo, I'd go Tank Dell. Ben, 39, I'd rather have Higgins and Swift. Ben, 39, I'd rather have Higgins and Swift. This guy, I'd go Trevor Lawrence. This guy, I'd go Trevor Lawrence. Shane, should I trade Mostert for Hawkinson? That is a fair trade. It is a fair trade if you needed to upgrade the position. Dawson Cap, I'd go Henry. Dawson Cap, I'd go Henry. Savio S, start 2. I'd start Ayuk and I'd start Ridley. Savio S, I'd start Ayuk and Ridley. Chase, I would start Watson tonight. Chase, I would start Watson tonight. Sean Prisk, how many points for St. Brown tonight? I don't think he's going to have as big a game as people want. Maybe he gets to 10. But actually, I think he'll probably be under that. I think he'll be closer to like 8. 7 or 8. Drake, Montgomery, or Tyler Lockett? Drake, I'm leaning towards David Montgomery right now. Jordan, F9. Jordan, F9. I'd go Derrick Henry. Simon, I'd go with Swift. Simon, I'd go with Swift over Gibbs. We're doing rapid fire right now for everybody until 6:35. Caden Griffin, Pierce or Montgomery? Caden Griffin, I'd go Montgomery over Pierce. Caden Griffin, I'd go Montgomery over Pierce. Thanks for the question. Tyler Coleman, I'd go with Gibbs. Tyler Coleman, I'd go with Gibbs. Julian H, I like Kittle this week. Julian H, I like Kittle. Tristan Stone, I'd start Jahmyr Gibbs. Tristan Stone, I'd start Jahmyr Gibbs. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the follow button. If I answer your question, make sure you're hitting that follow button. Really appreciate all those who are part of this community. Hope you're a follower. Hope you're subscribing. Hope you're a member of this community. Pick Jeffrey Hitchcock. Jeffrey Hitchcock. Pick 2. I'd go Mostert, and I'm going to lean slightly towards Ramondre Stevenson. Jeffrey Hitchcock, I'll go Mostert and Stevenson. BG Cupcake, I go with Ridley. BG Cupcake, I go Ridley. Tyler Sessa Reeves. Tyler Sessa Reeves, I'd go Waller. Waller over Laporta, Tyler. Tyler Sessa Reeves, I'd go Waller over Laporta. Wilt Dank, I'd go with Watson. Wilt Dank, I'd go with Watson. Juan is asking pick 2 PPR. I'd go with Montgomery and Mostert. I really don't like Mixon this week, guys. Mixon is one of my least favorite running backs this week. So, Juan, I'd go with Montgomery and Mostert. Thanks for the question. Eric, Goff or Fields? Eric, I'm going to lean slightly, I think, towards Fields. I don't feel great about it, Eric, but I think Fields, believe it or not. Nico Mister, I'd go Sanders. Nico Mister, I'd go Sanders. Ryan Hazelwood. I like what your comment is. Jason, I'd go Swift over Mixon. Jason, I'd go Swift over Mixon. 5 minutes left of rapid fire. Stinky Love 93, I'd go Mostert. Stinky Love 93, I'm leaning towards Mostert, but it's close, very close. Daniel Stewart, I'm leaning towards Watson, actually, just barely. Fields, do you play Gibbs tonight? Yes. Jack Payton, I'd go with Waddle. Luca, I'd go with Kittle. Bear, I'd go with Pacheco. Joe Wolf, I'd go Purdy. Dishing out clips, I'd go Mike Evans. Love or Dak, I'd lean slightly towards Love, just barely. Evan, I'd go Waddle. EVN, I'd go with Waddle. JW, I'd go Laporta. Chachi Wade, I'd go Fields, believe it or not. Joe Modelos, Bench Pierce, yes. It's not a great matchup for him this week. Couple more minutes of rapid fire. Gino, I'd go Gibbs. Gibbs over Connor. Liam Sink, I'd go with Waddle. Cody Price, I'd go with Pitts. Yeager, I'd go with Brian Robinson, Johnny Zins, I'd go Njoku. Jamie Gomez, should I trade Lockett and Freiermuth for Laporta? No. Jamie Gomez, no, don't do that deal. Nolan Burke, I'd go Kyle Pitts. Jerry, I'd go with Waller. Nick O, I'd go Christian Kirk. Thanks for the question. Drew, I'm going to lean towards Musgrave over Hunter Henry. Dat Kid Jaden, I'd go Montgomery. DPG, I'd go Romeo Dobbs. I don't trust Jameis Winston. Crawford Jr. Rickman, I'd go Montgomery. Sports fan 28, I'd go Javonte Williams. Jason, I would rather have Terry McLaurin and Brian Robinson. Thanks for the question. Aaron, A-R-A-N, Aaron, is Debo going to play? Yes. Should I put him in the flex? Yes. Aaron, yes. Jake Bish, I'd go Gibbs. Jared Bomersbach, I'd go Montgomery, just barely. Hale Ants, I'd go Judy. New CK7, I'd go Gino. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the follow button. We're live every day, every weekday at 5 p.m., and every weekend at 10 a.m. Weekdays at 5 p.m., weekends at 10 a.m. Make sure you're a follower. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're a part of this community. We are doing rapid fire for a couple more minutes. Of rapid fire. Jason, I'd go Goff. Captain Nick, I'd go Godwin. AT, I'd go Burrow. Thanks for the question. Joe Ross, I'd go with Moss. Just barely over Ayuk, but it's close. Brenna Ford, I'd go with Montgomery. Leo Sanders, I'd go Musgrave. Gallo Macus, I'd go St. Brown. Ethan Townsend, I'd go Montgomery. Matt Davies, I'd go with Kittle. Ryan Guzzo, it would be a lot better for us if you tell us the names of people. Ryan Guzzo, feel free to go to another channel. Matt, I'm doing the best I can, dude. I'm literally rapid firing through questions from 203 people. On TikTok alone, we have people watching on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube as well. Ryan, I'm doing the best I can, buddy. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. I'm doing the best I can. Matt, I'd go Rashid Rice. Matt, I'd go Rashid Rice. Wesley, I'd go Richardson. Wesley, I'd go Richardson over Love. Shaq, I'd go with Gibbs over Jacoby Myers. Shaq, I'd go Gibbs over Jacoby Myers. That always annoys me. That always bothers me. I shouldn't let it bother me. But it's like I'm working my butt off. I'm literally working my butt fumble off. And it's like, you want me doing more? I'm trying to answer everybody's question like as fast as I can. It always frustrates me. I don't understand why I should let it go, but it's always one that's like, really? I'm juggling with blades, but you want the blades to be on fire too? Like, okay, I guess. Elias, I'd go Montgomery. Elias, I'd go Montgomery over Ford and Acham. James Plates, I'd go Montgomery over Rashad White. Montgomery over Rashad White. And I'd go Ayuk over Tutu. Ayuk over Tutu. Okay, it's now 6:35. So, moderators, I'm going to let you guys take over again. Moderators, if you see some people who have contributed to the show, we're going to focus on those who contribute to the show for the next few minutes. So if you've contributed to the show, if you subscribe, if you're a follower, if you've contributed to the show, we're going to focus on you. Moderators are going to pin your tweet or your comment. Pick 2 PPR. I'd go with Ford, and I'd lean towards Kamara. Ford and, I'll go Ford and Jones. I'll go Ford and Jones. It's very close between Kamara and Jones. I think I trust Jones a little bit more again with Jameis Winston. But I like Ford a lot. Start Moore or Higgins? I'd start Higgins. Higgins over Moore. Thanks so much for the question, TJ. Thanks so much for the question. If you guys contribute to the show, our moderators will find you and pin your tweet. We will do another rapid fire when we hit 75,000 likes. Really going to challenge you guys. At 75,000 likes, we are going to do another rapid fire session. That'll be for another 10 minutes. So at 75,000 likes, we will do a 10-minute rapid fire session. So that'll be a challenge for you guys. Ethan, DK and Burrow for Olave and Waddle and a first-round pick. Ethan, I really love the trade. Ethan, I love the trade. Thanks so much, Ethan. Hunter, is Anthony Richards a start this week? Yes. Yes, I think Anthony Richards is a good start. Thank you for the question, Hunter. And I would start Moss as well. Thanks so much, Hunter. Again, at 75,000 likes on TikTok, we will do another rapid fire session for 10 minutes. So if you guys don't want to contribute to, if you guys don't want to be contributing to the show, just tap the screen. That'll be the easiest way to get your question answered since our moderators are now in control. Hunter Edwards, thanks for the question. Appreciate it. A-Train. Would you trade Debo for Pittman and Taylor? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Tim Reams, I'd go Trevor Lawrence, just barely. Tim Reams. Keegan, I'd go Christian Kirk. Moderators, don't hesitate to pin those comments from contributors, subscribers, all of those that follow. So moderators, you are in charge right now. Feel free to pin those tweets. Daniel F. I'm going to lean slightly, I think, towards Jerome Ford. If Jimmy G doesn't play, I like Jerome Ford more. I think it's tougher on Josh Jacobs otherwise. Thanks so much for the question, Daniel F. Thanks so much for the question. Tim, I would go with Zay Flowers. Tim Reams, I'd go Zay Flowers. FBG, I do like Montgomery tonight. Dylan, you've helped me in the past. I hope I help you again, Dylan. Let's go with Zach Moss over Aaron Jones. Dylan, I'd go with Zach Moss over Aaron Jones. Dylan, thanks so much for supporting the show. Really appreciate you, Dylan. Hope you have a great night. Thank you for your question, Dylan. Appreciate it so much. Fire away with your questions, everybody. We're focusing on those who contribute to the show right now. When we hit 75,000 likes, we'll do a rapid fire for everybody. Casanova Kenny, I'll go Flowers. Casanova Kenny, I will go with Zay Flowers out of those two. Flowers over Jacoby Myers. Ross Alex, I'd go Christian Kirk over Myers. Ross Alex, I'd go Christian Kirk over Myers. William McLean, I'd go Christian Watson. William McLean, I'd go Christian Watson. Dylan, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate you. They don't get me down. I know they're just good supporters of the show. They're just asking for us to be a little bit better. I know we can be better, so I'll continue to try to be. KDog23. DJ Moore for Lockett. PPR. 2 wide receivers. 2 spots. I'd rather have... I'd rather have Moore at the start of the season. If you already have DK, I wouldn't want Lockett. I don't want DK, Metcalf, and Lockett, so that kind of answers it for you right there, K-Dog. I wouldn't want both wide receivers on the Seahawks. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you hit the follow button. Damon, start 2. I'd start Judy and Flowers. I'll start Judy and Flowers, Damon. Thanks for the question. Again, make sure you guys hit the follow button. That way you never miss our show. We're live every single day, everybody. Every single day. Blake Reeder, should I trade Pollard and Kittle for Eckler and Waddle? I'd rather have Eckler and Waddle if I'm... it's Waller. I'd rather have Eckler and Waller. Eckler and Waller. Blake, that's where I'd go. Thanks so much for the question, Blake. Really appreciate your support. At 75,000 likes, we will do a 10-minute session for everybody. So if you don't want to subscribe, if you don't want to contribute to the show, tap that screen. Nick Coggins, would you trade Puka and Addison for Debo? I have Cooper Kupp too. Yes, I do like that deal. Nick Coggins, I like it. I'd like Debo in that situation, Nick. Good call. I'd do that deal. Thanks so much, Nick. Laporta over anytime touchdown. Interesting bet. I'm not taking it, but if you guys did, I wouldn't hate you on it. Mostert or Gibbs? JJ, we'll look for your question. If you contributed to the show, we'll look for your question. Mike, I'm just gonna answer it. Kyron and Waller or Tua and Jacobs? I'd rather have Kyron and Waller. Harder to get a running back and a wide receiver than it is a quarterback. So Kyron and Waller. Mike, Kyron and Waller. Thanks for the question. Ross, Christian Kirk. Ross, Alex, Christian Kirk. Appreciate all of those who are helping us out every single day. Our moderators are doing a great job, but if we have missed your question, don't worry. Just keep putting your question in. If you've contributed to the show, we'll find you. Alex, I'd go Christian Watson. Alex, I'd go with Christian Watson over Rashawn Johnson. Thanks so much for the question, Alex Bruschino. Thanks so much for the question, but I'd go Christian Watson. Thanks for the question. No, our moderators are amazing. Our moderators are doing an amazing job. JJ Rust. See, our moderators are crushing it. JJ Rust, I'm going to go Mark Andrews just barely over Musgrave. I like both of them, but I am going to go with Mark Andrews just barely. JJ Rust, thanks for the question. Thanks for the loyalty. Thanks for being such a great viewer, and appreciate the patience. Nick Coggins, do I trade Mostert and McLaurin for Jones and Flowers? I'd rather have Jones and Flowers. Nick Coggins, I'd rather have Jones and Flowers. Thanks for the question, Nick Coggins. Appreciate you. Hope you guys are having a great Thursday night. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, whether you're watching on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Kick. Make sure you hit that follow button. Start Cook or Montgomery. I'd start Montgomery over James Cook. Torn on Lamar or Russ. I kind of lean towards Russ just a little bit. Cato 13, I'd go Richardson. Hernan, I'd go Richardson. Tireless Pursuit. I'm going to lean slightly, I think, towards Swift. It's super close. Tireless Pursuit, it's super close. A coin flip for me. I'll go with Swift just because he's been so impressive and he's been healthy. So I'll go with Swift for now. Tireless Pursuit. Thanks so much for the question. I'll go with Swift. Would you do Laporta for Freiermuth and Kamara? Yes. Freiermuth and Kamara? Yes, I would do that deal. Thanks so much for the question. Appreciate all of you guys watching the show. If you haven't done so already, hit that follow button, everybody. Make sure you hit that follow button. Yusuf, I'd go with T. Higgins. Yusuf, you're such a great follower and supporter. Yusuf, thanks so much for helping us out. Yusuf, thank you. I'd go with T. Higgins. Mike Collins, would you do Kyron for Jacob straight up? Feels like an even trade right now, but I feel like Jacobs has the greater upside. We've seen Kyron at all of these touches. This is his ceiling. I think I'd still rather have Jacobs long term, but it's close. Bang and play. Is Jones starting? Yes, he is. Bang and play. Jones is starting. Yes, he is. Appreciate all of you guys being with us every single day, whether on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Make sure you hit that follow button, everybody. Make sure you're a follower. Make sure you're a subscriber. Make sure you're with us every single day. When we get to 75,000 likes, we will do another 10-minute rapid fire. So at 75,000 likes, we will do a 10-minute rapid fire. Love chicks that fart. Wow, what a handle. Okay, the picks that I like tonight, they're up on the screen if you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick. I like the Lions on the money line. I like Lions minus 1.5. I'd also probably take them minus 2.5. But I love the Packers to cover at +5, +5.5 or worse. So the line movements really worked in my favor over the course of the week. Jealous 23. I'd go Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley over Palmer. Calvin Ridley over Palmer. Thanks so much for the question. Our moderators are doing such a great job. Thank you, moderators. Keep putting up those questions. Should I start the Lions kicker tonight? I don't think there's going to be a ton of points in this game, so I think there are probably better kickers to have this week. J Money. I'd probably go with Moss. J Money. I'd go with Moss 1, Gibbs 2, Javonte 3, or a mixture there. Callan. I'd go Waddle, Ridley, and Palmer. Kalen, I'll go Waddle, Ridley, and Palmer. Thanks so much for the question. Really appreciate it. Appreciate your support. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. If you do, if you love the conversation, if you love the content, if you love Butt Fumble Sports, make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you're a member of this Butt Fumble Sports community. We are going to be over 55,000 followers on TikTok as of tonight. Make sure you're one of them. Let's get up to 60,000. Make sure you hit the follow button. Be a member of this community. J Money 239. I'd go with Moss number 1. Moss number 1, J Money 239. Thanks for the question. 75,000 likes is our goal for a rapid fire session. Oh, we just hit our another live goal. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate you guys supporting the show. Again, I want to give a big shout out to our moderators. You guys are doing a brilliant job. Caleb, trade Saquon for Sanders and Gibbs. I kind of like it. 2 running backs for 1. I kind of like it, Caleb. I would do it. Jordan Love or Purdy. I'd go with Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy over Jordan Love. Thanks so much for the question. Amon-Ra St. Brown over receptions tonight. I'm going on the under. One of my favorite bets of the night. I took the under. Amon-Ra St. Brown under receptions tonight. You can find that and other bets of mine on the SHARPZ app. All of my bets are on the SHARPZ app. If you want all of my bets, DM me on Instagram. Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. Just DM me on Instagram. I'll share a link with you guys. That way you can get every single bet that I make every single day. So DM me on Instagram, guys. Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. Make sure you DM me. I'll share a link with you guys. That way you never miss one of my picks. All of my picks, all of my plays are on the SHARPZ app every single day. I traded London and Khalil Herbert for Nico Collins and Elijah Moore. Was that a good move? Yes, it was. Smiley face, good job. Good trade, great job. Really appreciate you asking the question. Smiley face, good job. Thank you so much. Jay, you got to go Jalen Hurts. Jay, you got to go with Jalen Hurts. Hurts over Kirk Cousins. Jay, thank you for the question. Got to go with Jalen Hurts. Closing in on 75,000 likes. Once we do, we'll go back to our rapid fire session for a 10-minute rapid fire. 10-minute rapid fire once we hit 75,000 likes. Diego, I'd go Kirk Cousins. Diego, I'd go Kirk Cousins. Koa 8, I'd go Zach Moss rest of the season if Jonathan Taylor is traded. If Jonathan Taylor is traded, which I think is a good possibility. Appreciate you guys being with us. Koa 8, thanks so much for the question. Appreciate it. Woo! We are loving our life right now, talking sports with you guys. Ruiz Isaac, I don't like either one. Sanders would be the better of the two, but I hate it. Ruiz Isaac, I wouldn't do the trade, really. Jake Cunningham, I go Burrow over Purdy. Jake Cunningham, I go Burrow over Purdy. I'm going to go Anthony Richardson over Deshaun Watson. I might have flip-flopped on that earlier. It's very close. I'll go towards Anthony Richardson, but it's close on that one. Bit of a coin flip for me. At 75,000 likes, everybody, we'll do another rapid-fire session for 10 minutes. So tap that screen if you're watching on TikTok. Big Bobby Mack, I did it. I traded Pacheco, Hall, and Adams and got Christian McCaffrey. Great job, Big Bobby Mack. Really proud of you. Way to hang in there and make that deal. Lou Henley, Swift rest of season. Lou Henley, Swift over Moss the rest of season. Lou Henley, Swift over Moss. Appreciate the questions. So great to have all of you guys with us. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you're a follower of Butt Fumble Sports because we are live every single day answering your fantasy questions, your sports betting questions. Do I go for Lamb or St. Brown? I go for Lamb. Reese, Max, I go for Lamb. Okay, moderators. Timeout, moderators. Timeout, moderators. We have hit 75,000 likes. So, moderators, you have a 10-minute break. Moderators, 10-minute break. We are going to do 10 minutes of rapid-fire questions. That means if you've contributed, if you haven't, doesn't matter. I'm going to answer every question I see rapid-fire style. Got to keep your ears open because I'm going to go fast. But we're going to do rapid-fire for 10 minutes because we got to 75,000 likes. Before I do that, I just got to say, we have 280 people watching right now on TikTok. 280 people watching on TikTok. We have a lot more watching on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. I love talking sports with you guys every day. If you haven't done so, hit the follow button. I'm live every single day. There is not one day I'm not live. Make sure you hit the follow button. That way you never miss a show. You guys ready for some rapid fire? You guys ready? Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. User 35. User 3566. I'd go Fields over Goff. User 3566. I'd go Fields over Goff. Jonathan Obregon. I'd go with Gibbs over Jones. Gibbs over Jones. Josh Teal. I'm going to lean slightly, I think, towards Daniel Jones, but I hate it. Crowd killer. I think it's a good trade. Crowd killer, I like Kamara. CM Shafe, I'd go Ridley. CM Shafe, I'd go Ridley over Evans. Savio S, I'm going to lean slightly, I think, towards Derrick Henry. He's got a good matchup. So Savio S, I will go Derrick Henry. How many points do I think Montgomery gets tonight? I think he can get you 13. I think that would be a good night. Yeet. I'd rather go with Tank Dell. Tank Dell over Achan. Nick, did I win the trade? Sorry, it just jumped on me. I'll find you in a minute. Sorry. Ed, I'd go Ramondre Stevenson. Fire Snake, I'd go Burrow over Wilson. Alex, I'd go Mike Evans over Sanders. Alec Bruschino, I'd go Evans over Sanders. Owen Pham, I'd go Montgomery over Breece Hall. Andrew Kolba, I'd go Pacheco over Gibbs. Rick, I'd go Aaron Jones over Dillon. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. Continuing our rapid fire. We have 7 more minutes left of the rapid fire, so let's keep at it. Rick, I'm leaning slightly towards Thielen, but I like Jacoby. It could be a sneaky good play. Miles, I haven't heard any news on Debo. Rodrigo, I'd go Goff. Jake from State Farm, I'd go Gibbs. Z Money, I'd go Flowers. Jager, trade away Taylor, Swift, London for Richardson, Watson, and Laporta. Jager Snitko, I'd do it. I would do that trade. Gabriel Cody, I'd go Musgrave. Over Goddard. Pablo Pino, I would not do that trade. I'd rather have Sutton and Lockett. Michael Giuliano, I'd go with Waller. Guys, in case you guys were worried, we are, Kent, Montgomery is playing tonight. Montgomery is playing. Adam Schefter, 7 minutes ago. David Montgomery is officially active tonight. So, Kent, no need to worry. David Montgomery is playing tonight. David Montgomery is playing. MTWO, Higgins. MTWO 88, I'd go with Higgins. Little Cheeto, I'd go with Kamara. Little Cheeto, I'd go with Kamara. Melvin, I'd rather have him Waddle and Williams. Melvin Vini, I'd rather have Waddle and Williams. Oscar Meyer. Which two would I start? Oscar Meyer, I'd go Ford and Pacheco. Oscar Meyer, I'd go Ford and Pacheco. Back to rapid fire on TikTok. Michael, I'd go Moss over Pierce. Michael, I'd go Moss over Pierce. Calligraphy and Run Disney. Calligraphy and Run Disney. Start two. Montgomery and Eckler. Oh. Calligraphy and Run Disney. I'd go Montgomery and Eckler. And then if Eckler doesn't play, I have Swift. But the problem is I like Swift as well. I still go Montgomery and Eckler, though. A, I'd go Anthony Richardson over Geno Smith. EH, I'd go Anthony Richardson over Geno Smith. Rusty Avocados, I'd go DeAndre Swift. Rusty Avocados, I'd go DeAndre Swift over Javonte Williams and James Conner. ... I would go with Javonte Williams over Dell and Nico. ... I'd go Javonte Williams over Nico and Dell. Jacob M. I would go with Hawkinson. Jacob M. I would go with Hawkinson. Nico, I'd go with Waller. I'd go with Waller over Musgrave. Lucas Washer. Lucas Washer, I'd go Montgomery. Lucas Washer, I'd go Montgomery. Trade Hunter for Musgrave. I don't like it. I like Hunter Henry a lot. Sam, trade Waddle and Hollywood Brown for James Cook. No. Sam, I'd rather have Waddle. Drew Loving 12. I'd go Scary Terry. Nate Manning, I'd go with Tank Dell. Nate Manning. Oh, if it's a standard scoring, Nate Manning, I go Achan. In a standard scoring, I go Achan, actually. Jacob RR, I'd go Montgomery. I'd rather have Montgomery. Daniel, I'd rather play Etienne. I think I'd go Etienne. We're rapid fire for 3 more minutes. If you haven't done so, make sure you hit the follow button, everybody. AO Mont Beats, I'd go Christian Watson. Justin Guest, I'd go Montgomery. I'd go Montgomery over Stevenson. Evan, I'd go Jamar Chase over Puka. Brendan, I'd go Swift over Mostert. I think it's close. Swift over Mostert, it's close. Toby, I'd go Addison and Collins. Danny, I'd go Dobbs. I'd go with Dobbs. Brent Roberts, I'd go with Waddle. 113, I'd go with Waddle. User 9998, I'd go with Aaron Jones, believe it or not. Chuck, I'd go with Russell, believe it or not. Bolton Dest, I'd go with Pickens and Judy. I'd go with Pickens and Jerry Judy. Noah, I'd go with Tutu in a PPR. David, I'd go with Ayuk over Wilson. MLB is one. I'd rather have Goddard and Pacheco. Aaron, Kelly, or Pierce or Achan. I'd rather go with Pierce. Aaron, I'd rather go with Pierce. KJ, I'd go Jahmyr Gibbs. Grant G, I'd go Montgomery. Toby, I answered that one, okay. Ingram or Laporta, I'm going to lean slightly towards Ingram, believe it or not. X faded, I'm going to lean towards Tank Dell. Evan Byam, I'd go Mark Andrews. Appreciate you guys being with us. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that follow button, everybody. Lindsey Mullen, I go Josh Jacobs. Thanks for the question, Lindsey. Brad Calvin, I'd go with Josh Jacobs. I'm going to lean towards Josh Jacobs. It's close. Actually, it's about who has the starting quarterback. If Jimmy G doesn't play, I switch it to Kamara. So, Brad, no Jimmy G, I switch to Kamara. R. Bolin 11. R. Bolin 11. I'd go Najee Harris. R. Bolin 11. I'd go Najee Harris. JXN. I'd go Jerome Ford. JXN. I'd go Jerome Ford. Tristan Rosa. I'd go Musgrave. Tristan Rosa. I'd go Musgrave. John Abbott 08. John Abbott 08. I'm going to lean slightly, I think, out of that group towards Pickens. Just barely. Caesar Olivas, I'd go Zach Moss, just barely. Oh, it's a trade? I'm not crazy about it. It's okay. I don't know if the long-term value is there. Make sure you guys hit that follow button. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that follow button. We have over 400 followers. Sorry, followers. We have over 400 viewers right now on TikTok. If you haven't done so already, hit the follow button. We're live every day answering your questions. We're live every weekday at 5 p.m. Eastern, every weekend at 10 a.m. Eastern. Never miss a show. You'll always get fantasy football advice, sports betting advice, DFS advice. So hit that follow button. If you haven't done so already, we're live every day at 5 p.m. Eastern and live every weekend at 10 a.m. Eastern. Okay, moderators, it's back on you. Moderators, pin those comments, Moderators, when we, if you see someone who's contributed, let's get it up there. Liz, thank you so much, Liz. You've been a great contributor, great commentator, great moderator. Thank you so much. Luna, I'd go Gino. Luna, I'd go Gino. Thanks so much. Luna, I'd go Gino. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the show. We will do another rapid fire session at 100,000 likes. At 100,000 likes, we will do another rapid fire session. Connor, I'd go Quentin Johnston. Connor, I'd go with Quentin Johnston. Thanks so much for the question. Connor 45, I'd go with Quentin Johnston. Diego, I would lean slightly towards Josh Reynolds. Diego, I'd lean towards... Diego. I'd lean towards Dotson. Diego, I'd lean towards Dotson. Forgive me, Diego Gonzalez. Jared Ford 11. Jared Ford 111. I'm going to go with Laporta. Jared Ford 111. I'll go with Laporta. Thanks for the question, Jared. Again, when we get up to 100,000 likes, we will do another rapid fire session for everybody. At 100,000 likes... By the way, make sure you guys hit that follow button, everybody. That way you don't miss our show. Felix Morales, I'll go DJ Moore. Felix Morales, I'll go with DJ Moore. Travis, I'll go with Javonte Williams, and I'll go Aaron Jones. Williams and Jones. Travis, thanks so much for the question. Williams and Jones was the answer. Thanks so much, Travis. Appreciate your question. Moderators doing a great job. Make sure you get those comments in. I'd go with Waddle. I'd go with Waddle over Jones and Ayuk. I'd go with Waddle. Thanks so much for the question. Splooby, I'd go with Waller. Waller over Laporta. Thanks so much, Splooby. If you guys haven't already, if you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you like the video as well. We're live every day. Love hearing from you guys. Make sure you're following us today. Frobby, Achane or Gibbs? I'd rather go Gibbs. Gibbs would be the play. Guys, thanks so much for helping me hit my live goal. You guys are absolutely the best. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. Again, at 100,000 likes, we will do another rapid fire session. Owen, I got you. I give Gus and Andrews. He gives me Pitts and Moss. I like it. Owen, I like the trade. Owen Gorgon, I like that trade. Appreciate you subscribing as well, Owen. Max Worley, I'd go with, I like all three. I'm going to go with Ford and Pacheco. No, I'm going to go Ford and Montgomery. Max, I'm going to go Ford and Montgomery. Max Worley, I'll go with Ford and Montgomery. Thanks for the question. Really appreciate it. Colin, I'd go Gino. I'm still not high on Madison, Mr. Nice Guy. I'm still not high on Madison. Appreciate all of you guys being with us every single day. If you have questions, our moderators are standing by to get it pinned. Liam, play 3. Keenan Allen for sure. Calvin Ridley and Waddle. Allen, Ridley, and Waddle. Those would be the three, Liam. Thanks so much for the question. Really appreciate you, Liam. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you hit that follow button. If you're watching on TikTok, make sure you hit that follow button. We're live every single day. Trade McCaffrey and Thomas for Kamara and Kelsey. No, 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 no. Night Train 81, I'd rather have McCaffrey and Thomas. I'd rather have McCaffrey and Thomas. So if you're giving them up, no, 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 no. N Train, thanks for the question. N Train 81, thanks so much for the question. Really appreciate it. Zach Bates, I'd go Godwin. Zach Bates, I'd go Godwin. Thanks so much for the question. At 100,000 likes, we'll do another rapid fire, everybody. Trevor Lawrence or Jordan Love, I'd go Trevor Lawrence. Recognized milk, I'd go Zach Moss and Sutton. Recognized milk, I'd go Moss and Sutton. Thanks so much for the question, Recognized milk. Appreciate it. Duke of Earl, I'd go Watson. Duke of Earl, I'd go with Watson over Goff. Thanks so much for the question, Duke of Earl. Appreciate you being with us. If you guys have fantasy questions, sports betting questions, we're here to help you out with all of them. Make sure you guys hit us up every single day. One thing, though, I would recommend you don't do, don't DM us on Instagram right now for fantasy advice. I'm literally on every other platform. Don't DM us there. But if you want my sports bets, DM me on Instagram right now. If you want my sports bets every single day, DM me on Instagram and I will give you a link and a referral code so you can get all of my bets for free every single day. When I say we're hot, but I'll let other people vouch for it. I won't brag about it now. Kyle, which running back do I not start? Mixon. Kyle, avoid Mixon. Between Connor and Mixon, it's close, but I'd avoid Mixon. Kyle, I'd sit Mixon. Thanks for the question. When we hit 100,000 likes, we'll do another rapid fire session for everybody, so make sure you guys are tapping that screen if you haven't done so already. Sawyer T, I'd go Andrews. Sawyer T 17, I'd go with Andrews. Thanks so much for the question, Sawyer T. Final few likes. We only need about 5,000 likes. We can get there pretty fast. We'll do a rapid fire session when we do. $2, I'd go $2, I'll go David Montgomery. It's close, but I'll go David Montgomery. It's very close, $2. It's a coin flip. Thanks so much for the question, $2. Lemon. Kelsey for Myers, Achen, Higgins, and Ingram. You're getting enough back. Lemon, you're getting enough back. I like it. I think you're getting enough back in exchange. I would do the trade, Lemon. I like it. Thanks so much for the question, Lemon. Really appreciate it. We are about to hit 100,000 likes, everybody. CR, I'd go Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts. Okay. Moderators, time out. Moderators, thank you so much. But moderators, take a break. Moderators, take a 10-minute break. Moderators, take a 10-minute break. Because we've hit 100,000 likes on TikTok, we are about to do a rapid-fire session. So it doesn't matter if you're a subscriber, a contributor, no matter what, we'll answer questions. I'm going to go as fast as I can. So if you guys want, make sure that you guys are throwing your questions in there. If you want them answered, I'm going to rapid fire through all of them, or as many as I can. So we are going to get that started. By the way, make sure that you guys follow if I answer your question. Really would appreciate if you guys hit the follow button. We are going to start that rapid fire session in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's go. Timbo D, I'd go with Gibbs. Timbo D, I'd go with Gibbs. A, I'd go with Ayuk. Jamin, J-A-I-M-I-N. Jamin, I would go with Swift and Ramondre Stevenson. CMRTN, I'd go David Montgomery over Charbonnet. Los Bats, I'd go with Watson over Love. Zay with the cross. I'd go with Anthony, Zay with the cross. I'm going to lean slightly towards Anthony Richardson over Trevor Lawrence. Pat Bartholomew. I'll go with Swift. I'll go barely with Swift. Shizzle Which running back could I get for Nico and D-Hop? I hate questions like that. It slows us down right now. I'll say Ramondre Stevenson to keep us moving. Bo Barber 4. Bo Barber 4. I'd go Gibbs. Drew Schaefer. I'm going to go with Bijan. Drew Schaefer, I'd go Bijan. Kyle, I'd go with Pacheco. Sean Alexander, I'd go with Kittle. I'd go with Kittle over Laporta. Dylan, I'd go with Williams and Kamara. Reed Dupas. I would start Kamara if you don't have great options. Mike Evans or Scary Terry. I'd go Mike Evans. Haywoods, don't waste time, buddy. Skirt. I go T. Higgins. User 54, I'd go Freiermuth. Sean Kiblin, I'd go with Godwin. Kevin Graham, I'd go Mark Andrews. Kyle, I'd go Pacheco. JL, I'd go with Musgrave. Noah, I'd rather have Stevenson and Taylor. Shits, I'd rather go with Aaron Jones in a PPR. I am starting David Montgomery. Caleb Inman, I'd go Kirk Cousins. Caleb Inman, between Cousins and Tua, I'm going to flip-flop. I'm going to go Tua. Very close, but I'm going to go Tua, Caleb. I'll flip on that one. You got to go with the MVP favorite. Sean Alexander, trade Kittle for Sutton and Herbert, but have Laporta. I like it, Sean. N-Goat, I'd go Metcalf at the flex. Metcalf over Madison. Jude, traded Moss and Walker and Nico Collins for Kelsey, Algier, and Gabe Davis. I like it. Jude, I like the trade. Yes, Jude, I would do it. Craig, I'd go with Pickens. R. Kelly, I'm going to lean slightly towards Zach Moss. R. Kelly, I'll go with Zach Moss. Mitchell, I'll go with Ridley. I'll go Ridley over Watson. Kaysen Patrick, I'll go with Brandon Ayuk. I'll go Brandon Ayuk over Kamara. Madison or Ford? I'll go with Ford. Bo Camp 713, I'll go Tua. Amir Rahman, I'll go Ridley. Drew, I would start David Montgomery. Rolando Benales, I go Montgomery. I go David Montgomery over Hall. Matt Green, I'd go Mike Evans. Appreciate all of you guys joining. Just a couple more minutes of our rapid fire. Chase Crawford, I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I'm going with the Chiefs. Riley, I'm going to go with Derrick Henry. Riley Sawyer, I'm going to go Derrick Henry. Dom, I'm going to go with Christian Kirk. I'll go Christian Kirk. Bobby, I'll go Burrow over Love. Thanks so much for the question. Brady Richard? Sorry. I'd go Njoku over Laporta. Farouz, I think you got a great team. You're doing a great job, buddy. Nice job, Farouz Tehran. JT, I'd go Zeke. I'd go with Zeke. Hunter JC, I'd go Jerry Judy. I'd go Judy over Collins. Jeremy, I'd go with Trevor Lawrence over Jordan Love. I'd go with Trevor Lawrence over Jordan Love. Tyler, I'd go with Calvin Ridley just barely over Tyler, I'd go with Ridley just barely over T. Higgins. I like both, but I'll take Ridley just barely over Higgins. Luperio, I'll go Montgomery. I'll go David Montgomery. Thanks for the question. Christy Lee D, I'd go Waddle. Christy, I'd go with Waddle. Thanks for the question. Shane Duncan, I'd go Josh Jacobs. Noah Chandler. I think you did get fleeced. Yes, I do. Noah Chandler, you did get fleeced. Sal, I'd go with Ford. I would go with Ford. Tyler, I'm going to lean towards Puka. Tyler, I might lean towards... I got to say Amon-Ra St. Brown because of the touchdown, but I think Puka actually has the better game, if I'm being honest. Cetis, I'd go with Andrews. Datboy Jeezy, I'd go Richardson. I'd go with Richardson, and I'd go with Debo. Richardson and Debo. Braden, I'd go with Derrick Henry. I'd go with Derrick Henry over Aaron Jones. Roger, I'd go Watson over Thomas. I'd go Watson over Thomas. Appreciate all of those. Make sure you guys are hitting that follow button. If you haven't done so already, we're live every day. Every day at 5 p.m. Eastern on the weekdays, 10 a.m. on the weekends. That's 5 p.m. Eastern on the weekdays, 10 a.m. Eastern on the weekends. Make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you're a part of this community. We're over 55,000 followers on TikTok. Make sure you're someone who's with us as we climb to 60,000. Julio, I'd go Ayuk. Thanks for the question. Caden, I'd go with Kyron. Sam Parkman, I'd go Jalen Warren. Mateo, I'd go with Montgomery. User 95, I'd go Javonte Williams. Juicy, I'd go with Allen. Jiraiya boy, I'd go Njoku. Luis Martinez, hope you're having a great day. I'm going to go with Ayuk. Luis Martinez, I would go with Ayuk. That's the play for me. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit that follow button no matter the platform, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick. Make sure that you guys hit that follow button. That way you never miss our show. Alex, I'd go Christian Kirk over Tank Dell. Alex Chewelka, I'd go Kirk over Dell. Anthony Harris, I would go with Musgrave. Easton, I'd go with Zay Flowers. User 535, I'd go Zach Moss. Hal, I'd go DJ Moore. Zach, I'd go Montgomery over Mixon. Abraham, I'd go with Montgomery. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. Make sure you hit that follow button. Chris Palmieri, is this really the last question that you want to ask on Butt Fumble Sports? You don't want that to be your last question, right? Because you like talking sports, you like talking fantasy sports. You don't want us to say peace, do you? You don't want that. Aiden Clark, I would go with Montgomery. By the way, we will let our moderators take over again. Moderators, it is up to you again. We are back. We have just gone for 10 minutes rapid fire, so moderators, back on you. Moderators, pin those tweets, pin those comments, and we'll get back to them. Pin those comments, everybody, and we will get back to those comments. We'll do a rapid fire at 125,000 likes. We'll do another rapid fire. Derek, I'd go Gibbs. Derek Talk, I'd go Jahmyr Gibbs over Warren. Thanks so much for the question, Derek. Thank you. At 125,000 likes, we will do another rapid fire. Trevor Zemba. I'd rather have Kirk. Kirk would be 1. Moore would be 2. I'd go Kirk number 1. Trevor Zemba, I'd go Kirk. Thanks so much for the question. Again, at 125,000 likes, we will do another rapid fire. Duke Earl. I will go with Drake London. I'll go with Drake London. Thanks for the question, Duke Earl. Appreciate it. Trevor, should I rock with Watson or Love standard scoring? Trevor, I would go with Watson. Thanks for the question. Appreciate all those who are firing away with their questions. If you guys want all of my bets every single day, just DM me on Instagram. Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram, like Brent Boswell Sr. I'm about to send you a link and the referral code for all of my bets. That way you never miss one of my bets. And by the way, when I say we're scorching hot, just ask some of our subscribers. We literally did not miss a bet yesterday. Now, obviously that doesn't happen every day. We've already missed a bet today, so that doesn't happen every day. But we have been crushing it. Make sure you guys DM us. That way you can get all of my sports bets, including the picks that I like for tonight's game. Trip 3, I'd go with Flowers and Pickens. Thanks so much, Trip 3, for supporting the show. Flowers and Pickens would be the 2 for me. Thank you for the question, Trip 3. Thanks for the question. Najee, if you're going to start him this week, fine. But at this point, I'm fading Najee. I'm out on him. I'm fading him. I'm sitting him. I don't trust Najee at all. Make sure you guys hit that follow button. Make sure you're subscribing. Connor, Roshan Johnson, Harris, or Kamara. I'll lean slightly towards Kamara, barely over Johnson. Very close, though. Hope you guys are enjoying the show, enjoying the content. Make sure you hit the follow button. Mr. Nice Guy, I'd probably rather have... Oh, okay, if you already have Ingram, I'm okay with the trade. Mr. Nice Guy, I'm okay with the trade. Tap that like button, everybody. At 125K, we will we will do another rapid fire session. So, once again, another rapid fire session. If you guys want all of my picks, DM us on Instagram and we will share that referral code and link. That way you can get every bet that I make every single day. Appreciate you guys being with us every single day. You guys are the best. Christian Kirk, Collins, or Thomas. Lucas Rathwell, I go Christian Kirk. Lucas Rathwell, I go Christian Kirk. By the way, can we get some love for our moderators? What? Let's go, moderators. You guys have been awesome. Liz, thank you. Liz, you've been great. Max V, I'd rather have Hurts. Max V, I'd rather have Jalen Hurts. So if you're getting Hurts, I like it. But Max V, I'd rather have Hurts. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. If you haven't done so already, hit that follow button, everybody. Make sure you hit that follow button. That way you never miss our show. We are live every single day, 5 p.m. Eastern on the weekdays, 10 a.m. on the weekends. Kamara, Mostert, or Mixon. Pick two. Ashneal, that's easy. I'd go Kamara and Mostert. Ashneal, I'd go Kamara and Mostert. Thank you so much for supporting the show, Ashneal. Really appreciate you being a part of this community. Thank you for your question. Thank you guys so much. When we hit 125,000 likes, we will do another rapid fire. So if you guys don't want to subscribe, if you don't want to contribute to the show, tap the screen, because when we get to 125,000 likes, we'll do another rapid fire. Jose, under. Jose, I like the under. Jose, I like the under. Thanks for the question, Jose. William McLean, I'd go Njoku. William McLean, I'd go Njoku. Duke Earl, I answered that question. Joey, I like the Lions at... Lions plus 3.5. Joey, I love it. Lions plus 3.5? I couldn't love it anymore, Joey Michaels. I love that bet. If that's what you took, an alternative line, I absolutely love it. You're cashing that ticket later tonight. Connor, I'd go Pitts over Ferguson. Connor, I'd go Pitts over Ferguson. Jake, I'd go with Algier. Jake Harmon, I'd go with Algier. Cody, I'd go with... Cody, I'm going to lean towards Ford, I think just barely. It's very close, Cody. I like both of them. You can't go wrong, Cody. It's a coin flip for me. Again, at 125,000 likes, we will do another rapid fire session. So guys, make sure that you are hitting me up, hitting that like button. We will not answer fantasy football questions on Instagram right now, but if you do want our sports bets, they will be up there, so just DM me on Instagram to get our sports bets. Braylon, I would rather go with Pickens and Watson. Braylon, I'd go with George Pickens and Christian Watson. Thanks so much for the question, Braylon. Thanks so much for the question. Moderators, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job, moderators. This is one of our best shows yet, one of our most organized, so thank you guys so much. Again, if you want your question answered, but you don't want to contribute to the show, you don't want to subscribe, tap the screen. At 125,000 likes, we will do a rapid fire. That way I answer everyone's question. So that's a way that you guys can get your question answered if you don't want to contribute to the show. Andrew, I would go with Amon-Ra St. Brown, I think, Andrew. St. Brown and Tutu, I think. It's close. Thielen could burn his former team, but it's close. You should do this on Stunt. Micah, what's Stunt? Micah Brazil, what's Stunt? DM me on Instagram and tell me what Stunt is, because we're already on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. So if I can be on another platform and do it, I'd do it again. M, I'd go with Christian Kirk over Hollywood Brown. M, I'd go with Kirk over Brown. M, thank you so much for the question. M, it's Kirk over Marquise Hollywood Brown. Thank you for the question, M. Appreciate it. Laugh out loud. Which running back can I get for Tank Dell and Zay Flowers? I think you could get good value. I always say Ramondre Stevenson because I always think he's out there. But you may be able to get a Saquon Barkley. Go chase. See what you can get. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the follow button, everybody. We are live every single day answering your fantasy questions. Make sure you hit the follow button. That way you never miss our show. Hit that follow button, everybody. Yabba, I'd go with Kyron Williams. Kyron Williams, Yabba, Kyron Williams. At 125,000 likes, we'll do another rapid fire. We're not too far away, about 10,000. We could get up there pretty quick. Yabba, thanks for the question, buddy. We have been live, by the way, on YouTube. Only on YouTube, we have been live for 3 hours and 24 minutes, everybody. So if you guys are ever worried that I'm not going to be on live long enough, you never need to worry about that. We are on live all the frickin' time. Dev TRO, I'd go Watson. Dev TRO, I'd go Watson. Goofy Gib, I'd go Kittle. Goofy Gib, I'd go Kittle. Sal, I'd go with Kyron. Sal, I'd go with Kyron. Thanks for the question, Sal. Appreciate all those that are with us every single day. Make sure you guys are hitting that follow button. If you're not already a follower of Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, make sure you're a follower. We love talking sports with you guys every day. Hope you guys follow the network. Sal, thanks so much for the question. I go Kyron Williams, Sal. Kyron Williams. Marlon Romero, I would go with Gibbs. Marlon Romero, I would go with Gibbs. Thanks for the question. Waddle or Kamara, I'd go with Waddle. Waddle over Kamara, everybody. Waddle over Kamara. Jones and Mostert or Saquon, I'd go Mostert. Mostert's my favorite. Kirk or Ridley, you gotta go Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley over Kirk. Noah, who do I start? I'd start Aaron Jones. I would start Aaron Jones just barely over Sanders. It's close, but I'll start Aaron Jones just barely. You're not that guy. I'd start Montgomery. You're not that guy. I'd start David Montgomery. Thanks so much for the question. You're not that guy. Thanks for the question, buddy. Appreciate it. By the way, Liz, other moderators, thank you guys so much. You've done a brilliant job tonight. Cody, I'd go Nico Collins. Cody, I'd go Nico Collins. Thanks so much for the question. Guys, make sure you show some love to our moderators. Let's shout them out. Great job, everybody. Great job, moderators. Make sure that you guys show that love to our moderators. I think they're doing a great job getting your questions up here. Brent, I'd go Tank Dell. Brent, I'd go Tank Dell, I think. Just barely. Gage, I'd go Christian Watson. Gage, I'd go Watson. Peyton, I'd go Monty. Peyton, I'd go Monty. AJ, I would go Josh Jacobs, and I'd go Kamara. AJ, Jacobs and Kamara. Ethan, I'll go Amari Cooper. Ethan, I'll go Amari Cooper. At 125,000 likes, everybody, at 125,000 likes, we'll do another rapid fire session for everybody. So whether you contribute or not, everybody gets their question answered. You think trading away Gibbs and DK for CD? I don't like it. I don't like it. The Sid next door, I don't like it. Palmer or D-Hop? I'd go Palmer. Lucas Rathwell. I would go with Christian Kirk. Lucas Rathwell, I'd go with Christian Kirk. Thanks for supporting the show, Lucas Rathwell. I'd go with Christian Kirk. Dev TRO. I would go with McKinnon, and I'd go with Najee. McKinnon and Najee. Ridley or Amari Cooper. User 65, I'll go Ridley. Kyle, I'll go Zach Moss. Liam, I'll go Flowers, barely. Alejandro Thomas. Am I trading away Mark Andrews if I have Laporta? I don't know. Matt Ritz, I'd go with Gibbs. Matt Ritz, I'd go Gibbs. Jack Baylor, I'd go with Herbert. Jack Baylor, I'd go with Herbert. Jace, I'd go with Zach Moss. Jace, I'd go with Zach Moss. Less than 5,000 likes away from doing a rapid fire session, everybody. So at 125,000 likes, we'll do a rapid fire for everybody. Kevin, I'd go Damian Pierce. Kevin, I'd go Damian Pierce. Kevin, thank you so much for the question. Really appreciate it. Again, we'll do a rapid fire at 125,000 likes. So tap that screen, everybody. Let's get up there really fast. We'll answer it for everybody. Is Aaron Jones too risky tonight? If you're in a PPR, I think he has value. If you're in a PPR, I think he does have value, so I still like him there. We'll do a rapid fire at 125,000 likes. And that will be our show, everybody. So get your questions in. Get your comments in. Dev, I'd go Richardson. Dev, I'd go Richardson. B, I'd go Musgrave. B, I'd go with Musgrave. Thanks so much for your question, B. I'd go with Musgrave. Only a couple likes away from doing our rapid fire session, everybody, and it will be our last rapid fire session of the night. Jonathan, is this a bad trade? Hill and Stevenson for Eckler and Diz. It's very fair. I probably like Hill and Stevenson more, but it's a very fair trade. It's very close. Very close. Jonathan, thanks for the question. We have hit 125,000 likes. Vens Danny 1, I'd go Burrow. Venice Danny 1, I'd go Burrow. Okay, moderators. Time out. No more moderator help. Moderators, first of all, I want to say thank you to our moderators. Thank you guys for making this our smoothest show yet. Moderators, you guys were awesome. I hope you guys come back for our other shows. Moderators, thank you guys so much. Moderators, Liz, you were fantastic, Liz. Liz, if I could have you do it for every show, I would. Liz, you were fantastic. Thank you so, so much. Now, for all of those who have been watching the show, it is time to do a rapid fire session, everybody. What does that mean? I'm going to answer all of your questions. I don't care if you follow, subscribe, if you've contributed to the show. Obviously, I'd really like if you were a follower. So, if I answer your question, hit the follow button. If you love the content, hit the follow button. If you want to watch more of our show every day, hit that follow button. I appreciate all of you guys being with us every single day. We are about to do a rapid fire session for everybody across TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, and it will be our last rapid fire of the night, okay? Last rapid fire of the night, everybody. I'm going to take a drink of water, I'm going to settle myself, and then we're going to do this, okay? Okay. We are going to do our rapid fire session in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rapid fire go. Hall or Montgomery? I'd go with Montgomery over Hall. HT Cool, I'd go Montgomery over Hall. TikToker, I like Jones over 25 receiving yards. TikToker, I like the over. Liam, I would start Aaron Jones if you need him in a flex. User 7202, I'd go with Addison. User 7202, I'd go Addison. Alan Rodriguez, I'd go Derrick Henry. Alan Rodriguez, I'd go Derrick Henry. Jets Info, traded a second in the 2024 for Swift. I like it. Jets Info, I like it. Pedro Serna, I'd go Mostert. Vinny Bonbon, I'd go Romeo Dobbs. Vinny Bonbon 13, I'd go Romeo Dobbs. Laser No, I'd go Ford. Boogie Shower Handle. I'm going to lean towards Aaron Jones. I don't like it, but I'll lean towards Aaron Jones slightly. Marcel, I'll go with I'd rather have Watson and Kyron Williams. Marcel, I'd rather have Watson and Kyron Williams. Michael, I'll go with Tua this week. I'll go with Tua. Drew, I'd go Trevor Lawrence over Daniel Jones. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that follow button. Ben Buckles, I'll go Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow over Goff. Mike is asking Gabe Davis or Jacoby Myers. I'll go Gabe Davis, Mike. Gabe Davis. Matthias, I'll go Lamar Jackson over Love. iRods, I'd go Geno Smith over Goff. Jay Sang, I'd go Montgomery over Sanders. Daniel, I'd go Evans, Higgins, and Puka. Believe it or not. Hard to sit CeeDee Lamb, but I don't like his matchup this week. Jackson, I'd go Gibbs. Wizard, I'd go with Josh Allen. FCD, I'd go Jacobs just barely over Ford. J Morgan 25, I'd go Derrick Henry. Alex Worsoff, I'd go David Montgomery. TJ, I would risk it with Saquon. I hope he's healthy, but I mean, Sutton, I feel like it's a good play too. Maybe we hear something about Saquon on Sunday, so maybe you can hold out hope, TJ. We'll talk about it on Sunday for sure. Connor, I might lean towards Thielen just slightly. Omar 11 Cortez, I go Burrow. Omar 11 Cortez, I go Burrow. Parker at flex. Should I start Ford, Montgomery, Najee, Brian Robinson? I'll go Montgomery, Parker. Montgomery 1, Ford 2. Montgomery 1, Ford 2. Parker Bledsoe. Montgomery 1, Ford 2. Appreciate all those that are watching the show. Make sure you hit the follow button. We're rapid fire right now answering your questions. Posty 707. Need one for the PPR? I'll go Javonte Williams. Spotterman 2020. I'll go with Waddle. Spotterman, I'll go with Waddle. Laughing my ass off. I'll go Purdy. Young Malls, I'll go David Montgomery. Young Malls, I'll go David Montgomery. John Bills, I'll go Gabe Davis. Chris Beckwith, I'm going with Lions on the money line. If you guys want all of my bets every single day, DM me on Instagram. Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. DM me on Instagram. If you guys want it, we're here for it. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. Make sure that you guys DM me on Instagram. If you want all of my bets every single day, just DM me on Instagram and I'll share a link and a referral code for free. Sean S., I'd go Waller. Alternative, I'd go Jalen Hurts. Over Kirk Cousins. Biff's picks, I go Roshan Johnson. Leanne, I'd go with Josh Palmer. Chronic Alf. Chronic Alf, Kamara. Brenna Ford, I'd go David Montgomery. Daniel, I'd go with Pacheco over Najee Harris. If you have not done so already, make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you're subscribing. We are rapid fire right now helping you guys out. Joseph, I don't like Kamara or Olave, but I'll lean towards Kamara because Jameis Winston, I'd rather have the running back. Joey Gregor, I'll go David Montgomery. Montgomery over Myers. Laporta or Andrews? I'd go Andrews. Andrews over Laporta. Robert Vigdal. I'll lean slightly towards Amari Cooper. It's close, but I'll lean slightly towards Cooper. Luke Miller, I like the deal. Zachary Kohler, I'd go Ayuk. Lamar or CJ Stroud, the real Mexican Brad Pitt, I'd go Lamar Jackson over CJ Stroud. GB fan, I'd go Derrick Henry. Alan Clark, I'd go Tua. Dev, D-E-V, Dev, I'd go Javonte Williams, Dev. Andrew Del Santo, I'll go Zach Moss. I'll go Waddle. Andrew Del Santo, I'll go Waddle. I'll go with Jacoby Myers. Jesse, I'll go with Waller. Liam, I'll go with Allen. Liam Delamater, I'll go with Allen. Not Snake. I'm going to lean slightly towards Moss over Pacheco. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're part of this community. More rapid fire. Robert De Bernardine, I'd go with Montgomery. I'd go Montgomery. Joseph, I'd go Kamara over Achan. Chillin, I'd go A.J. Brown over Kamara. Chillin. Sean Prisk, I'd go Hurts. I think barely. User 877, I'd go with Sutton. Lewis Hyams, I'd go with Moore. Thanks so much for the question. Kate, I'm gonna go with I'd go with Sutton. Kate has ZZ. I'd go with Sutton. Cash Corley. I'll go with Javonte Williams. Santiago, I'd go with Gibbs. Santiago Casado, I'd go with Gibbs. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. Make sure you DM me on Instagram. Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. If you want my picks every single day, DM me on Instagram, Butt Sports on Instagram. All of my bets are up on the SHARPZ app. So if you want all of my picks every single day, DM me on Instagram right now. That way you can follow all of my bets on baseball, NFL, college football, NBA, NHL, all of it. Make sure you DM me on Instagram to get the referral code and link if you want my picks every day and you haven't done so already. Musgrave or Ingram, I'll lean towards Musgrave. Kamara, Sutton, Achane, Ford, Lockett. Pick 2. I'll go with Ford, and I'll go with Lockett. Ford and Lockett. Nicky, Fields or Love. I'm going to lean towards Fields. Pathop, I'll go with Jones. User 207, I'll go with Olave. Brody Guy, I'd go with Richardson. Cooper Boswell, I'd go with Waddle. I'd go with CeeDee Lamb, and I'd go with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Final minute or two of the show, everybody. Final minute or two of the show. Christian, I'd go with Waller. Christian, I'd go with Waller. Appreciate all those being with us. Adam, rest of the season, Zay Flowers. Adam, rest of the season, Zay Flowers. Final minute or two of the show. Guys, I have been on TikTok Live. I have been on YouTube for 3 hours and 40 minutes. 3 hours and 40 minutes. I've been on TikTok for about 2 hours and 40 minutes. I want to play some more bets of my own on the SHARPZ app. So we are going to do about 2 more minutes of the show, everybody. 2 more minutes of the show. And then I'm going to go get some food. I'm going to go watch this game. I'm going to make some bets. So get those questions in. But while I have you guys, make sure that you follow us. If you're not following us, you're making a mistake. We are live every single day. There is not one day of 2023 we won't be live. So if you haven't done so already, hit the follow button. We are live tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, everybody. 5 p.m. Eastern, we are live answering all of your fantasy questions. So if you want help with your fantasy team, your sports bets, your DFS lineup, by the way, your sports bets across any sport, make sure you follow us. We are live at 5 p.m. every weekday, 5 p.m. Eastern every weekday. We are live on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. And on the weekends, we are live at 10 a.m. Eastern, everybody. 10 a.m. Eastern. So make sure you follow. Make sure you subscribe. Mr. Nice Guy, I would sit Madison. Mr. Nice Guy, I would sit Madison. Casey got offered Ridley, Deontay Johnson, and Hall for St. Brown. Casey, I wouldn't do it. Casey Caprera, I wouldn't do it. Okay, guys, if you haven't done so, make sure you hit that follow button, everybody. Final minute of the show. Final minute of the show. If you haven't done so, make sure you follow us so you never miss a show. Mr. Nice Guy, thank you. Liz, big shout out to Liz, everybody. Can we get a big thank you to Liz? Liz, you did a brilliant job as our moderator. Liz, thank you so much. I am so grateful for not only you subscribing, but you helping me out as a moderator. If you guys want to be moderators for future shows, just subscribe on TikTok. You can help me out. I don't think you'll do as well as Liz, though. She crushed it. Liz, thank you, thank you, thank you. You did a brilliant job. I am so, so grateful for you, Liz. Hopefully you'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. I can bother you to help me out again. If you guys haven't done so, this is your last chance to hit the follow button, everybody. Liz, thanks for pinning that. Keep that up there, everybody. Liz, you are the best. Liz knows how it's done. She is a professional moderator. Liz is our official team captain here at Butt Sports. Liz, hope you check out our content every single day. Hope you go to our website and go get yourself a shirt, because you're definitely a butt fumbler now. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys are with us every single day. Again, we are live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. 5 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, we are live. We are also live at 10 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday. 10 a.m. on the weekends, 5 p.m. on the weekdays. If you haven't done so already, last chance to hit the follow button, everybody. Hit the follow button if you can. We are live every single day. I cannot wait to talk football with you guys tomorrow. Hope you guys are cashing in on your tickets. Hope you guys are winning your fantasy matchups. I am so great for all of you. I hope you guys stay healthy. I hope you stay safe. I hope you have a wonderful night. Enjoy Thursday Night Football, folks. It only comes around so many Thursdays out of the entire year. Enjoy it when it does. This is a good one, too. Lions, Packers at Lambeau Field. If you can't tell, I am so excited. I got chill bumps, everybody. I got chill bumps. You can see it right there on your screen. That's how excited I am for the game tonight, because I love football. I love sports. Is there anything better on this planet than sports? It's a unifier for everybody. It's something we can enjoy. Dakota! Dakota! Thanks for the galaxy! Dakota! Thanks for the galaxy, Dakota. Thank you so much. Guys, this has been an amazing show. This might be my favorite show we've ever done. And if this is my favorite show we've ever done, and it's September 28th, imagine what we're going to do now, between now and the rest of the year. We are live every single day giving out sports bets, sports betting information, fantasy football advice, DFS advice, and just talking sports with you guys. It doesn't get any better than talking sports with you here at Butt Fumble Sports. I hope you guys stay healthy. I hope you stay safe. I hope you have a wonderful night. Go cash some tickets, everybody. Go make some money. Go win your fantasy matchup. And if you haven't done so already, hit the follow button, because we will be live tomorrow at 5. Guys, it was wonderful being with you. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so grateful for this community. I hope you enjoy your evening tonight. I am so grateful, guys. You have no idea. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. Goodbye.